Welcome to the return of the TK podcast. It's your boy TK Hockey with my co-host Rover Nova Trey 15,
Hey, what it do?
the Emerald Archer.
The Emerald Archer.
The Emerald Archer, the only Kirby on the League Smash.
It's the only Kirby. Game are you playing?
the best Kirby on the League Smash.
That's right. Accurate.
Let's see, the one who perpetually falls asleep during Pokemon Puzzle League matches back in college and still to this day.
To this day.
And speaking of Pokemon Puzzle League, got my brother, my blood brother here.
My brother.
TK Zay Hyrule no Kaze Fierce Aura. He goes by many names.
I am one of many names, yes. Indeed.
Welcome to the show, Zay.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, what was the last episode you were on?
Probably one of the Smash DLC episodes.
Bro.
I know we talked about Vinland Saga too. I remember that. So that was probably like 2019, my dude.
Yo, that is insane.
That's crazy. When do we start this podcast, Trey? Is it 2014, something like that? 2013?
Yo, are you for real?
Yeah.
Dude, I think I was thinking about the girls I would have been talking about. That's probably accurate.
Base our podcast time by the girls you're talking about at the moment.
I'm saying it could be accurate.
Bro, we were still in Dressrosa when you guys started this.
Hey, if Maddie ever listens to this, then just know,
No, she would never listen to this, trust me. Never.
Yo, maybe one day in the future when you're playing it for your kids, man.
Yo, they would hear it, but yeah.
Yo. So anyways, well, what have you guys been playing lately? Let's start there.
All right, so I've been playing. Okay, since this podcast happened, a lot has happened for me. So I got a job as a school counselor. I lost the job as a school counselor, and then I just got hired as a school counselor in a span of But
you got hired?
Yeah, well, pretty much. I have like 4 or 5 people that want to hire me. And so I was at a charter school, kind of got spurned by a charter school. So I said to myself, I'll never work at a charter school again. And then the place that was hiring me is a charter school. So I don't know what cool game of fate we're playing here. But
are we 5-0 goes west or not?
Way out west.
Reference I don't understand.
Yeah. So I still gotta see on that because it's actually closer to where I live. So, yep, we're playing the tricky game here. But actually, speaking of actual games, so since I don't know all the games that I've played in the meantime that I haven't, I played Amori. I don't know if I've spoken about that game since I've been playing. Since I've talked about last.
I don't think so. Go for it.
Okay, so I played Amori. I played Hollow Knight. I played the Star Wars game on PlayStation 5. It just got a sequel, but let me tell you why I did not rush out and buy that game. I've played the Uncharted 1 and beat Uncharted 2, so I beat both of those games and have gotten pretty decently far in Uncharted 3. And I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. I beat Dead Cells. I beat I already said Hollow Knight. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. Been playing Elden Ring, a lot of Elden Ring. I think that about sums up. And I've been playing Splatoon and Smash Bros. Here and there. But overall, I think that sums up what I've been playing since we last talked. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of games, bro.
It is.
Hollow Knight, my fellow Metroidvania fan here, definitely a really good game.
Oh yeah, it is.
You want to talk about one or two of them there, Trey?
Okay, so man, I got so many that I could talk about and I want to talk about, but since Zay's played Hollow Knight, let's talk about Hollow Knight. So I got recommended this game by a 5th grader at my school. He's one of those kids. He doesn't really click with anyone, so the only person he wanted to talk to was me. And I gotta show you a thing that he made for me the last day. He pretty much made me the Katsuki like symbol. It would be better if I just showed you a picture of it. But needless to say, so he recommended this game to me, and because I want to connect with him, I of course play it. And I was a little skeptical, but man, it is really good. I gotta say, this might be a little blasphemous. Oh yeah, I also played Metroid Fusion, but sorry, I've also played Treasure Island. I forgot about that. Okay, but so I think that Hollow Knight might be the best Metroidvania game that I've played. Like, I know some people might think like Super Metroid, but I just
pretty good.
As far as what I've played, I think Hollow Knight might be the best because the combat is really fun. Like, in Metroid,
that's high praise, man.
Yeah, so the combat is really fun. So that's one thing I don't like about a lot of Metroidvanias that aren't like Castlevania, is that it's like the exploration is first and the combat is second. And in this game, I feel like the combat doesn't take a back seat to the exploring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, and the story is really good. The characters are good. And the kid I talked to, he's like a lore kid, so he could tell you like every single bit of lore about the game. But the reason I like it, it's the areas all look unique. There's some areas you go and you're like, what am I supposed to do? And then when you find out, you're like, oh, that's really cool. And there's like power ups. There's like one that makes you go really fast. And the thing about Metroidvanias is a lot of time I'm just afraid they're just gonna give you the exact same type of stuff that Super Metroid did, like wall jumping or like the air hopping. But this game does a really good job of not just giving you a bunch of Metroid power ups and calling it a day. I thought that was really cool.
Yo, I will say on that point, that is true. Like, even though I played Metroid Dread, was one of the games I think I played since, like, I haven't never talked about it on the podcast, but like on that point, bro, that's a good point because part of the thing about like playing Metroidvanias that's cool is like the power ups, but like when you know what power ups are coming, it's not quite as cool.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Hollow Knights was sick because they had the equip system, so you got to like whenever you found something, you could mix it in with your character and decide how you wanted to play the game. Yeah, it was sweet.
Yo, how much is that game right now?
It's like $10 probably. It's cheap.
Yeah, I got it on a sale too.
Sweet.
And that's the problem too. I remember when people were talking about Metroid, the new one, they're like, why is this game $60 when Hollow Knight is like 10? And I hadn't played it. I'm like, oh, that's because Hollow Knight is the indie game or whatever. But then after playing it, I'm like, yeah, they got a good point.
The quality's so high.
Yeah, as far as graphics, that Metroid, like the new Metroid game is technically doing better stuff, but the art style of Hollow Knight looks really, really good.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of like doesn't justify Metroid being a $60 game when this game is like 10.
Yeah, originally Hollow Knight came out on like PC and it was much, there's not as much going on, I guess, and they've added like 3 or 4 DLCs, but they're all included now in the price. So from what I know. So I mean, you can't beat it at that price.
Yeah. And the next game I'd like to talk about, sorry, to be long-winded, is Amori. Like, bro, Oh yeah, I also played a little bit of.
I
also played Uncharted for the first, or not Uncharted, but Undertale, and I played some of Chapter 2 Deltarune, and I'll talk to you why I get stressed out when I play that game in a second. But Amori is a game that's very, very, very similar to Undertale. So the budget seems like it was made by like a 10-year-old in his backyard. Like the drawing is just like, if Undertale, have you seen Undertale and you thought it looks really bad? And I don't mean bad as like an insult. I mean, I think we can call a spade and say there's not a lot happening as far as the animation and background characters and all that. Well, this game is really similar. You look at it and you're like, wow, like this game, there's not much going on. But you play it, and I gotta say, I know this is like crazy talk. Oh yeah, by the way, I also played Fire Emblem Engage. Okay. But this is crazy talk. I think Amori might have the best story that I played. Out of all those games I mentioned, I think Amori might take the cake right there. Like, I know that's crazy to say with all those games I mentioned, but it might just take the cake. Like, the plot twist in this game, I gotta say, it's one of the best plot twists I've ever seen in a game. Like, it's really, really good. Right. And the thing about this game is that it is a lot like Undertale, where you can pick your ending, and pretty much the decisions you make will affect the game. And so I really don't want to say much, because just saying anything just spoils it. Like, you really want to go into this game as blind as possible, and you will be like, what is going on? Like, there are times, and this is one of those things where I would say that I normally don't want to know anything about a game, but with this game, you are going to want a soft guide if you want a certain ending. Because I wanted the best ending possible.
Gotcha.
But essentially, do y'all want to play the game, or do you want me to slight spoil the game?
I had never heard of it until you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, Zay, you would love it. I think you would love that game. So the game ends with your character pretty much. Your character has like 5 endings. One, they're committing suicide. One, there's like, there's like they move. There's one where their friends, he gets killed by his friends. There's one like, there's just a ton like going on in that game where you're just like, what is going on? And so like, that's how I first heard of it, because they were saying it was like a horror game, and you look at it from the outset and you're like, okay, how could this be a horror game? But then you play it and you can see like there's no like like gushing blood or anything like that, but you can see how like the themes of it are very much a horror, in the same vein that the original Frankenstein is a horror book. It's not it's not really in that story it was more horror because the monster like came back to life, and he grew a brain and he was outsmarting his creator, but it wasn't like a horror in the way that we look at it. In this game, there's like something going on, like you're constantly being chased by something, and you're just like, why does this thing keep chasing me? Like every time you do something, it'll just be there. And I don't even want to spoil, but when you first play this game and you play it at night, like just you like it is like so creepy and so atmospheric, and you would think, why is this game so good? Well, it's because you have no clue what's going on. Like part of the game is played in his mind, because a tragic event happened, which I can't really spoil, but a tragic event happened and he's feeling guilty about it, and so he secluded himself from his friends. And so in his mind, he's like trapped in that space and time when it happened. So it's like he relived, like you're playing half of the game in his little dream world of his quote unquote perfect world, where the event, like right before the event happened, but kind of like in a typical dream, moments of the event will keep popping up and they'll be more drastic than they actually were. And you'll just be wondering, like, why is it this way? Like, what's going on? And there's even early on, there's like one girl that's constantly in his dream is constantly being like blurted out. Like her photos are covered up, and so you're just not really sure what's happening. But then after each dream segment, he wakes up and you're in the present time, which is like maybe 3 years after this tragic event has happened. And you have the choice at the end of each day or at the beginning of each day. So there's a knock on the door. You have the choice to either open it or you have a choice to not open it and just do chores. But at the end of the game, if you just stayed inside the whole time, you essentially become a shut in and you like, are just depressed and nothing like happens with your friends. But if you open the door,
man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just
Yeah.
Steep. And if you open the door, your friend, you'll see a lot has changed, and you're kind of like dealing with what happened. You can interact with your friends and help them overcome the tragedy that happens. And at the end of each day, you can like high five your friend to like let him know that you would want to like do it again. And depending on whether you high five him or not also affects the ending. So it's like really good. Like when you're first playing this game, you'll be like, what is going on? What is this tragic event they're talking about? Like, why did people move away? Why is this friend, why are they now a bully? Like it, and then when you get to the end and when you finally figure out the mystery, your like mouth would just be like a game. Like you'll just be like, what? And it's almost, I dare say, it's like almost Attack on Titan levels when you first find out there's life outside the island. Like it is like that crazy and shocking.
Or like Odd Taxi. The end of
Yeah,
Yeah, that was wild.
yeah. It's just like that. That's a really good example. Like when you find it out, you'll just be like, "Oh my goodness!" And you're like replaying the like all the scenes before in the game that made no sense, and you're like, and you kind of put them all together of why it is that way, and you're just like, "Wow, that was like amazing." So I know that was high praise for a game, but I mean, it was really good.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, say what you been playing, brother?
Tears of the Kingdom, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
Okay.
I don't know if we ever talked about Hades, the goated game.
Oh yeah, I played that too.
The game's insane. Of course, Elden Ring, very good, very very good. Fire Emblem Engage, very good, very good. Definitely story's kind of lacking, but the mechanics are sick, super good.
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like maybe you should talk about and Trey can chime in too about Tears of the Kingdom and how did it live up to expectations or like whatever.
So far it's been incredible. It's just like go ahead, you got it.
No, I was just gonna say that. So when I first played Breath of the Wild, I hadn't played a big game like that, so I hadn't played Skyrim. And so after playing Skyrim and playing The Witcher 3 and Elden Ring, you kind of appreciate like what Zelda does more. At least for me, I appreciate what Zelda does more than I did before. Almost like a spoiled kid who's lived in a mansion his whole life. You don't really appreciate the mansion until you've lived down with us regular folk.
Yep.
And what I say is, like being able to just go everywhere is really it's pretty simple, but it's really, really cool how you can do it in this game. Like when I first played Breath of the Wild, I pretty much did everything and then did the story last. And I was so OP that it like was ridiculous when I tried to do the story. So this time I flipped it and I've already taken out two of, I've done the Zora and I've done the Rudo, because I was like, okay, I might as well just go ahead and get their powers. And the Rudo is just the most important one because when you get that wind gust, it's like, that's the best.
It's so good.
But ironically enough, I've wanted to, you look at Tears of the Kingdom and where do you think? And you're like, oh, I want to go to the sky. Oh, I want to go underground. Well, oddly enough, I've been on the mainland like a lot. And I don't know if it's because I haven't played Breath of the Wild since it came out, like in 2017 or whenever
Yep,
it came out.
2017. Yep.
Right.
So I haven't played that game in a while. So just being back in that world again, it's like feels brand new, and it's really fun. And being able to like go in with your army, and I'll just like use them all as meat shields and just like chuck bombs at the Hinnocks and like the bigger guys and just like you know like go all crazy. But the
Yeah.
game is really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So
What,
good.
what do you think compared to like what you were expecting there?
Oh,
I know that was like your number, like your most
oh,
anticipated game for a while. You've been like,
far and
"Where's
away.
Zelda? Where's Zelda?" Every time they did the direct.
That's because they didn't show jack squat ever. Dude, that like talk about holding it in until the very friggin' last second. They didn't show anything pretty much until the last month, basically,
Yeah,
of like how the game worked at all. And even then they didn't go into it. Like, dude, I mean,
Oh,
the
they ended up
opening of the
being good.
game is what's up?
They ended up being good that they didn't show nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure. The opening of the game is so strong because it's like, I mean, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, I can't remember if you actually have a menu, but in Tears of the Kingdom, you turn it on and it goes into the first part of the game like immediately. You go into the cave, like that scene we saw in 2019, where it's like them going down into the ruins. Super
yo, did you
strong.
say 2019?
Yeah, that's when the first trailer
2017.
was.
Oh, 2019 was the first trailer for that. Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Bro,
Yeah,
bro,
Yeah.
are you kidding? Like, we first saw Here's the Kingdom in 2019.
yeah. Yep.
Bro,
I was
are
in
you are
Japan.
you
That's why I remember.
are you serious?
Yeah, it's
It
been
was at
4
the end
years.
of the E3 video for
Yep.
summer of 2019.
All it showed was the dehydrated Ganon and the arm and like Zelda falling. Like literally those first few minutes of the game.
Bro, for
Um,
some reason I didn't think that we had seen that much till like recently. I guess that direct was really good because like it made us like focus on the sky and it was almost like I thought the game was almost gonna be Sky Island for a second there. Like I didn't know what or not Sky Island, but Skyward Sword. Like
mhm.
but it's really cool how you don't have to like stay in the sky. Like I thought it was gonna make you be in the sky. Where it seems like for the dungeons, yeah, they're in the sky, but you don't have to like just go island hopping if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, you don't have to at all. You could go underground to transport yourself if you really wanted to. Just pop up where you want.
Yeah, this is what Skyward Sword is supposed to be because they had this whole thing about like you're flying the bird out to wherever, and then he would just like transition down to where you're supposed to be. Now it's seamless. Now that we're in
Yeah,
2023.
that's
Awesome.
what they
That
wanted it to
is
be.
that is crazy, man. I forgot about that.
Dude, but the biggest improvement, I mean, the stories has improved for sure. Like it feels more like
Oh
like
yeah.
there's a lot going on, it feels like. And they're not spoiling it. It's not like you go to the Zora and they're like, Calamity, I died, blah blah blah. And then you hear the same thing. It's like there's a bunch going on with Zelda, but the mechanics are like a million times better. Like in Breath of the Wild, you could kind of mess around with the physics engine. You had like the stasis, which was like the main thing you could do to like launch yourself or like mess with enemies. But dude, the building and even not just the building, but like the way the times thing works now, the reverse, you can do so
Yeah.
much. It's insane. It is
That's one
insane.
thing.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. Good.
That's one thing I was wondering too. Is that do you like go away from that building thing? Because like, how do you even top that? I
Hmm.
thought the what was the one stasis or whatever in the first game. I thought like, how do you top that? Like, how would you get rid of that? But I think like the building part, like I don't think you should ever go away from that. Like that in itself is just really cool.
Yeah.
Even even the whole like fuse thing, like I thought I was like, oh, that's gonna be annoying, or why would I do that? But it's just
Yeah.
really cool to just like mix and match weapons, like Frost, or like just have a bunch of like different weapons all the time. It's really cool.
The puzzles, man. Like Zelda's puzzles have been okay. I feel like even like just pick any game. They're okay. I feel like they're never amazing. They're pretty simple. You kind of have to make them somewhat simple. But now they are actually like real. Like you go in and you're like, I don't know if I get what they want me to do here. And you have to experiment a bunch and try to figure it out. And you may just like, brute force your way through it, which is fine. That's a solution too. But think of Ocarina of Time. There are puzzles, but a lot of it's just like point and shoot. It's just like, oh, where's the eye in the room? Shoot it. Which back then was a puzzle because like no one knew how to use 3D.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, but transition here. I haven't got to play too much Tears of the Kingdom. I've seen a little bit of it. My wife has played it, beaten it, still playing it. But kind of on purpose because I'm still playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I put like 40 hours in that game already, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe halfway through it. But well, I've been like kind of doing a fighting game renaissance with all the new fighting games coming out. I've been with the renaissance of maybe we can talk about that in a little bit, but like Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, and then Tekken 8 all coming out. So I've been playing like a little bit of Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball Fighters and Smash Bros and stuff a little bit, but as far as like a game that I'm working toward completing, it's Xenoblade still, and I might finally like take a chunk out of it, if not finish it this next week while the family's away. But
nice.
But dude, yo, let me just tell you, man. I almost like I jumped up and like did a backflip at the end of the last chapter. And Wave, the resident RPG man, Wave, in our TK chat, he said that's not the craziest thing. He said it's gonna get crazy. I was like, what? Yeah, so they did such a good job of making it its own. The challenge with that one is like making it its own story, but also like they're building on 1 and 2, and like it's a combined story. It's like very much like building off that in some really cool ways, and I can't say what's going on, but man, that's my favorite. That's like one of my favorite series ever now, of course.
That's what I forgot about. Xenoblade Chronicles. I started that during the break between episodes. That game is fire.
The end of that game is Galaxy Brain. That Galaxy Brain meme, I told you this already, but you're gonna be like, "Yep, it is." You'll be 100%. You'll be like, "Oh, that's what he bit." Yep.
Done bad. It's Ryan time. Oh man, the British voices definitely make it more entertaining.
Yeah, the one-liners that they keep repeating over and over again. Oh my.
Okay. The one that goes the hardest is the one you get like the latest into the not Melia. What's her name? Fiora, dude. Like the sweet innocent town girl. You find her. Spoilers, I guess. You find her again. You get her on your team, and when she attacks an enemy, she's
guess that's huge spoilers.
Dude, I mean, Sakurai spoiled it in the Smash
technically it did, yeah.
But it's a Wii game. But she says, "Feel the weight of your existence." Yo, I was like, "Jeez, girl, calm down. What's wrong?" Yep, that one was awesome. Feel the weight of your existence.
Some of the things they say in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 just wouldn't sound right for me to repeat, man.
Is it as good as "Suck It to a Morag"?
No, it's better. It's worse in the best kind of way.
Okay.
A really cool thing I like about that game is that I like the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 fighting style more than Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And so they got like the main party you're playing with, half of them play like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, half of them play like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does the guy with the really cool guy with the glasses and the paper, does he play like Xenoblade 2 or 1?
I don't play with him that much. I usually let him do his thing. Yo, he's cool though. He's got some cool moves. I usually play with I was playing with Noah, but then I was like, man, he plays like one, so I was like, man, I'm gonna cat girl.
What about what's the girl with the wings and she's got the green on? I can't remember her name.
Which one are you talking? Are you talking about
the wings on her hair?
You're talking about yeah. She played. I don't know.
She's the other character I liked. So
I pretty much been okay. So the other thing is like you can like any character you play, any character you pick, you can play as like any style. Like they're basically like learning like all the styles. Like you can play one class like a medic gunner, and then like you'll maxed out on that one. You can keep playing that one if you want, but then you could go learn another one. If you learn another one, then you can level up all the way on that one. And if you level up all the way on that one, like every time you level up on one, it'll add some new things that you can add to your other part, and it combines together and stacks on top of each other, so you can mix and match all this. It's great. It's great.
Okay. So it's got a job system.
And then on top of that, they got the thing where you like do the fusion dance with each other.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Do the freaking fusion dance with each other, and then like not only do you do the fusion dance with each other, but you know how there's Vegito and Gogeta, they're like two different versions, but both of them are fused. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like there'll be a fusion with me and my other partner within the team, but then you can switch and like it'll be like if Noah's the lead in the fusion, then the thing that you fuse into looks like this, but if Mio's the lead, then it looks like this, and they have completely different movesets and like
that's sweet.
So you're just like doing all, but the cool thing about those games is like they always introduce it a little bit at a time. Like you don't get there at the very beginning, you get like a little piece along the way, and then like finally when you get to it, you're just like, this is crazy.
I knew Xenoblade was a problem though when I got 10 hours in and I was still getting tutorials. They're like 10 hours in, combo attack. Like what? Where was this? What's going on?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Which is my transition to, speaking of long games, did you guys watch the PlayStation Showcase, and what was your standouts from it?
I saw most of it.
I didn't watch it.
I can read you. You could probably heard about them though. I could share my screen, I guess. Like the big ones are like Spider-Man 2. Did you see that at all?
A little bit. I just saw it was like the black suit.
It's actually like multiple Spider-Man. Like it's like Miles, and then there's that one with the symbiote on them, and then there's another one. There's multiple ones, and you're like playing with all of them, kind of. And then like
Kraven the Hunter.
That's what. The
goat.
Zay, like, okay, that's my boy. Like that's my favorite one. That's my favorite Spider-Man villain, bar none. But
100%.
Okay, but I got spoiled on the showcase, so I knew Spider-Man 2 was coming at the end because it was at the end of the thing. Mm-hmm. So I knew that was already coming because I just watched it today because I hadn't seen all of it either. So okay, let me tell you. Okay, and you also know that I did not particularly care for Spider-Man, the last one, even though everybody loved it. I wasn't that it was bad or anything. Like when I had your copy, I was playing it.
Oh.
It wasn't that it was bad or anything. It was just like I felt like I was playing Spider-Man 2 from the GameCube over again.
So much improvement, dude. So much better.
It didn't really do too much different than that, in my opinion. Like as far as like when I was playing it, it felt just like that game, and I didn't know, like, there was nothing. I don't know. I was fighting, So anyways, I was
highly disagree, but yes, okay, keep going.
I already know you disagree. But okay, I will tell you this: when it started out and it was the other dude, and then it was Kraven turned and hunting down, I was like, ah!
Yeah.
I was like, Kraven, and then I was like, yep, okay, they sold me.
Yeah, he comes in, he's like, what was this weak creature?
So
supposed to find me something. Yeah.
So Trey, in the trailer, you're like, you're like they show Craven off, and there's like all his hunters are coming for you, and like there's like his goons, and like he's coming for you, trying to hunt you down while you're also chasing after the other bad guy, like while you're also chasing after the lizard and the thing. The only thing is, okay, I was sold on it then, but then I almost got unsold because my question is it a game or is it a movie where I occasionally play?
No, it's a game.
Or I occasionally press a button. You know what I'm saying? Because they had like
I was
on
gonna
that
say
trailer.
it is PlayStation, man. They love to do that.
They do love the quick time events for sure.
Like I felt like 90% of that was cinematic. It looked really cool. They were doing a lot of really cool things, but it was like 90% cinematic where it was like press circle here.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just because that part looks really good and they wanted to show it off, and there's like plenty more of like run around do stuff. So because like definitely the other one that I played on PS5 was like or PS4 was like a lot of stuff for you to do, but but like okay, like I definitely would not play a game like The Last of Us or like something like that where it's like almost all cinematic. Like, I'll just watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, I agree. I would compare the first Spider-Man to the Arkham games, if anything. It's very akin to those because there's a lot of stealth and like maneuverability around the.
Oh, that was a cool thing from this one too, where they had the shot where he shot the web and it made it into a tightrope. You could walk across it and like.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, some stuff. Anyway.
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it reminds me of like all the PlayStation games I have, the ones that are like made by Sony. That's kind of my problem, is that like the most random thing is that you're always on a ledge, and it's like, okay, there's three things. You're always on a ledge. You're always like going through the pause tight crevices, and you're like, it's like your character has to shimmy between like two corridors, and the quick time events. And I know that it was weird because Brian Altano on IGN actually referenced that like after I said it, and I was like, man, that's weird, because I had been talking to Hockey about it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, in the PlayStation games you always have to go between like two corridors because the screen's loading or whatever, like everything's loading.
Yep.
And what I gotta say is that all three of those things that I mentioned on the ledge, the corridors, the QuickTime events, none of those things are fun. Like, I don't know why they keep putting them in the game when they're not fun at all. Like in Uncharted, the best parts of Uncharted are when you're running and gunning, you're ducking and covering, and not the parts where you're like jumping on ledges and the shimmy on ledges. Like, and I think it's because those Uncharted games are like 8 hours, 9 hours at max. So they're trying to like squeeze as much time as possible by making you do some unfun parts where you're like shimmying through like random canyon or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And go ahead, Jay.
I know, I was gonna say that, and that's the problem I have in God of War as well, is that a lot of the when I think of God of War, I'm thinking, this is what I thought when I was getting Ragnarok. I'm gonna have this well acted out game. There's gonna be like a lot of action. I'm just gonna go ham. But then when I turn on, I'm listening a lot to like story, and then I have to go through a bunch of corridors, and I have to like learn about a bunch of like customization that's technically deep, but it's not like it's Zelda where that stuff actually matters. It's just like minuscule Diablo 3 type. Your like cooldown will be 0.5 seconds like faster or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, none of this is fun. Like, who decided to put this in an action game when we just want to go ham? Like,
I agree. It adds nothing. That was my problem with the first one, dude. Like, literally, the combat gets so boring after a while. At the very end, like you're just like, I've fought the same enemy a million times. I can just beat him in the face. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel with that game. It's like they're trying to do something different, and they give you two different items because of that. But it's like they're telling you, like, I guess it's why I appreciate the weapon degradation system in Zelda, because like in The Witcher 3 or even in Elden Ring, there's like a gazillion different swords. I mean, in The Witcher 3, there's like a gazillion different swords. This one has burn effect, this one has this, but you don't actually care. You're just gonna pick the one that does damage, like, and that's all you're gonna pick. You're not gonna do anything else. And in Elden Ring, you're gonna find what you like and you're gonna stick with it. Like, there's like 100,000 different combinations of weapons, and you don't care. You're just picking the one weapon that works for you, and you're rocking with it.
Pretty much.
And so in God of War, they give you two different options, but it's the same thing. You're just switching it, or you're doing moves just so that you don't get bored out of your mind when you're not doing it because you have to. Like, even on a tough difficulty, the enemy doesn't force you to do anything creative or or use your brain, like,
Yeah.
in any meaningful way. And
Yep.
and like, it's funny that you mentioned Ocarina of Time's puzzles, because there are quote unquote puzzles in God of War, and if shooting an eye with an arrow was what Ocarina of Time did, that would be considered a PhD class for God of War, because theirs are literally just find a stone, throw axe at it, light up, get treasure chest. Like,
Yep.
none of their like puzzles are fun at all. Like,
Yeah. I never thought I'd say it, but God of War is hard carried by the story. Like,
yeah,
super hard carried by the story.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is that I bought the game to play a game, like, and so when the story comes on, it's really good, but I'm like, if I was in the mood to watch something, I would have just like watched something. I was in the mood to play a game, so I wanted to play a game,
Yeah.
and so that's why. And the to the opposite of that, I think Uncharted does a much better job of being like a dumb 2000s or 2010s action movie, where it's going to be like, oh, we got to do this. What? This guy, evil guy, boom, boom, guns. Where is he? Kill him. And then you just got to run and get him. So that game, like, the cutscenes are a lot shorter. The plot is dumb, but it's good dumb. The
Yeah.
problem is, I can see where the series is probably why it like kind of came to a halt, is that the second and third games are very much the exact same story as the first game. And so, it's fun and you got to turn your brain off. You're not being nitpicky. But when a game is like pretty much, trying to be a story, you know, it's not interesting to you the same way it did in the first one. Because in the first game, you think it's set in a realistic tone, but at the end, there's like zombies everywhere.
Yep.
And in the second one, you're playing, and guess what? There's like borderline zombies that come out, and you're not really shocked. And then the third one, guess what? Yeah, exactly. So, it's fun, but it's kind of like it kind of ran itself into a hole, because it was kind of the same thing over and over, even though it was still really fun
And this is
for like
why
9 or 8
Hades.
or 7 hours.
That's why Hades
And
is the best game.
oh, and one last thing I was gonna say, with all those complaints, I would be big mad if I bought Uncharted for $60 or $70. But I
Oh
got the
yeah.
whole collection for like got the whole collection for like $15. Which, if you play those games for $15, they are very, very good games. If I bought any of them for 60 or 70, I would be raging nonstop on here about how they were not worth it.
It is fair to say that like the first 2 or 3 came out on PS3, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has, but they're still like, I'm serious. So they're like 6-7 hours long. Like,
That's
shorter.
short. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not long at all. Even, and this is with you dying a lot. Like, there's some parts which are just super cheese, where you're just gonna die over and over, and your playtime's gonna end up at like 7 hours. Like, it's very, very short.
All right, Trey, let me get us back on the rails here. Yo, did you guys at least see the Foam Stars game? The Splatoon,
Yes.
the
Oh
Splatoon
yeah.
thing. What do you think about that?
Bro, that was the most obvious ripoff I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh. Dude, they could not have made it more obvious that they were trying to rip off Splatoon.
Yeah, I think the problem is like the idea is cool because they had the foam, and the foam actually created kind of like the difference from Splatoon was that it creates like landscape for you to get on, as opposed to the landscape already being there, the foam becomes the landscape. Like as it builds up, it creates like different things you can ride on. You get the surf thing, but obviously it is going straight for the Splatoon thing. The thing, the misstep I think they made, like what they thought they were doing, that they were mistaken about, is the reason people love Splatoon is because the reason people like Splatoon for the gameplay, but they love it because of the deep world that it's created, and like the hardcore fans, like the the Nezzies out there, are gonna be lifers because they create the whole community and they make their avatars into Splatoon characters because they've created this whole thing but in the Foam Stars thing it was like, yo, let me take Fortnite guy 1 and
Yep, pretty much.
and guy from I don't know, the creative player from NBA 2K.
Generic Fortnite guy too, yeah.
And give them big old huge Nerf guns that shoot out foam. Like, bro, yo, you gotta create a world, man. You gotta create characters. You can't just stick. They do that all the time with rip-off games. They do that all the time. Anyway.
The biggest problem that I saw too when I looked at this game, the first thing that came to my head was Knockout City.
Exactly.
The dodgeball game, like it looks just like that. Where it's like, you ripped, and it was like PlayStation All Stars Brawl. It's like we're going to rip it off, but we're not going to rip it off exactly. We're not going to take the things that people like. We're going to remix those things.
Only part of it.
And we will still like you said, they use the most, if you could learn to build a video game and they gave you a template, they took that template for the characters in their game. If you put their characters up side by side, you would not be able to tell if it was like Knockout City or if it was just because even Fortnite has its distinct style. When you see, even if you see I don't know, Naruto or Goku in Fortnite style, you can tell it's Fortnite style. 100%. With this game, like you said, it looks like you could put the 2K character right next to I don't know, maybe the WWE build a character person and
the Street Fighter World Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You cannot tell and okay, that's another thing I was gonna say, that I do not like the art style they're using for the new Street Fighter.
You don't like it?
Bro, have you seen
overall,
man?
Overall, I'm not I know it's the Mandela effect going on, but I almost feel like I'm not saying the overall art that looks good. I'm just saying I don't know, just Chun-Li just looks off.
She looks different.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just some of the it kind of reminds me of what was the Marvel vs. Capcom game?
Marvel Infinite.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Where it doesn't just
they don't look like Wonder Woman, originally looked
action
at
figures.
you remember that Wonder Woman from Injustice when it first came out?
Oh, dude. Yeah, the faces in Injustice were terrible. The first one, at least.
Yeah, it just made me think I don't know. It's when you look at Ryu, you should just look and be like, oh yeah, that's Ryu. But when you look at Chun-Li, it almost looks like someone trying to be Chun-Li. It doesn't actually look like Chun-Li. Some characters look different, or some characters look good. Ryu obviously looks the same.
Cammy looks insane.
Jury, all of them, they look the same. But I don't know. Maybe it's the Chun-Li thing that just throws me off. I'm like, yo, why,
Bro,
man?
I want to know, did they plan this? Like, how did they plan this? That Street Fighter 6 is coming out and Tekken 8 is coming out. And NRS, like, the Mortal Kombat and Justice normally releases every 2 years. But they knew something. They knew something, man. They were waiting, and they waited till the same time. Like the same
NRS definitely did.
And they did it like, in the rebirth way of like, the recreating it all with the MK1, like, but they got the assist system coming out. Yo, we're going to get to see that at the Summer Game Fest thing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they're showing off gameplay from it.
Never have been a fan of their games, but yeah, they certainly look cool usually. So.
Yo, okay, but before we get too far down there, okay, I will say, bro, that Phantom Blade, that samurai game that showed off during the PlayStation Showcase, that game looks awesome.
It does. It looks insane, for sure.
It looks awesome.
I was listening to Maximilian Dude talk about it. He was like, this looks like one of those Chinese games that they show off and will never come out. Because it does. It looks like it'll never exist.
Like that, the Journey to what is that?
Wukong.
Yeah, the Wukong game.
Yeah. Black Wukong, I think it's called. Yeah. That game looked insane, by the way, speaking of. But yeah, that's never coming out.
What about Final Fantasy 16? Like, that looks cool.
So I haven't really even seen anything of that game.
Yo, that game looks insane. If you like hack and slash, like, like action gameplay, for sure, that game's gonna be crazy. Because there's a bunch of different. What's up?
Have you played any of them now, Zay? Have you beaten any of them yet?
Have I beaten any Final Fantasy games? No, I've started many of them. I'm like 20 hours or something into Final Fantasy X. I haven't gotten back to it. I have Final Fantasy 12 sitting over there. It's been sealed in plastic for over 5 years, I think. Because like I've never gotten through one to get to it. I don't know where I'm at in any of the other ones. Yeah. It just takes too long. Like, it takes forever. And then I have something else come out that I'd rather play. I don't know. They're fun though. They're nice. I like them. But just nothing's clicked. Yeah.
They definitely look cool. Yeah, I would say, like, if that PlayStation Showcase, I'm gonna give them a 9 or a 10, man, out of 10. They had some big ones.
Yeah, they did.
So what about the Wii U they showed?
Yeah, that's why they would get a 9 out of 10, because
so
I don't know
lame.
what they're thinking, man.
Gosh, man,
they stop, man. They need to stop.
It was so dumb.
They need their own creative direction. That's not like like typical like old man CEO guy, like American old man CEO guy who's like, yes, this is what the kids are liking today. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh, VR, it's the cutting edge. Let's do VR. They spend like a buttload of money in VR and nobody buys it.
Because it's expensive.
Bro, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you got to do something that, like, that's practical, but, it's affordable, but it's also, like, you got to cut, you got to hit that right balance,
We forgot Metal Gear. Metal Gear's coming out too.
That's a Metal Gear 3 remake, right?
No, Metal Gear 6 or whatever, I think. But there's one, I think it's 1, 2, and 3 are being re-released on PlayStation.
I might get 1, 2, and 3, like, because I've never gotten to play them, so.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, they probably are pretty fun. But those are movies. You talking about movies? Holy.
Oh yeah, that is. I forgot. I might just watch it.
I'm sure they're fun to play.
I know 4, especially, was like they were calling movie gear solid.
20 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Xenoblade is that way.
Our other brother would be like just sitting up there in his room playing Metal Gear Solid, just sitting there watching it with the controller in his hand. He'd be like, "Oh, it's awesome, boss." But Xenoblade, you definitely you play long stretches, and then there's long stretches of.
That last cutscene's like 20 minutes in Xenoblade 2, something like that, which is nothing compared to Metal Gear, but
Yo, you beat Xenoblade 2, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I've been trying to get Trey to play that game forever.
And I chose Mithra, I think.
They've been calling. Two quick side notes. They've been calling Pyra and Mithra and Smash Bros. They've been calling it Pam. Like Pyra and Mithra, Pam.
Oh, Pam. Okay. Ruined it forever.
So they were like, he's picking Pam. I'm like, what is that, man?
That's wild.
I'm crying, man.
That is wild.
Other side note is if you follow this guy named Boundary Break, where all he does is go outside the boundaries of the games, and try to make. He posted a clip, or he posted a picture of the part where you do the little the synchronized swimming in Tears of the Kingdom, where you go ascend, through the thing.
Yeah.
He showed a picture of what it looks like, and it's literally just a square of you doing that, and the game unloads the rest, deletes the rest of wherever you're at and reloads completely. So during that time, it's just that.
Huh.
It's just the block, it's just the animation, and then it comes back and reloads the game. That's crazy. Anyways,
my favorite thing is when you go through something really thin and you're like, oh, it's probably just gonna put my head through the top and let me get out, and then it transitions into that. You're like, why do you have to reload the whole I don't get it.
Yo, for real, man. Yo, yeah.
Anything
else on the PlayStation other than the Wii U and the new Wii U they made?
The Wii U.
What can we call it instead of the Wii U? What would be their name for it?
PU.
No, that's hilarious. The PU.
Yeah.
Yo,
it's trash. No, they don't have no Xenoblade X to make it good. That's
okay. Do you guys usually watch the Game Awards and the Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, I watch Game Awards.
Yeah, I watched the Game Awards, but
the Summer Game one is where they showed off Elden Ring last time. Remember? That was the first time they ever showed off Elden Ring. Okay, yeah. So basically what I'm saying is there's gonna be a lot of games that nobody cares about, right? He's gonna show a lot of games. There's gonna be a lot of ones that nobody cares about. One I care about is they're gonna show Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay first every time. That's gonna be awesome. But if you know the Game Awards / Summer Game Fest audience, what do you think is the biggest thing that's gonna come out of it It's next Thursday. What do you think?
Bloodborne 2. I don't know.
Next, I don't know who would be. Eventually, Bethesda's got to show off that Starlink game.
Oh yeah.
When is that supposed to come out?
I don't know, but here's the thing: I'm guessing they're gonna push it back a year because with the praise that Zelda got and everything, that they are not gonna want to release that game half baked like they normally do.
Yeah.
Half baked Bethesda.
And then also the new Grand Theft Auto is supposed to be coming out next year or something that's gonna reset the market all over again too.
Yeah, you think they'll show off Grand Theft Auto at that thing next week, or is that not?
That would be a big drop.
I think Rockstar is just so big. They're kind of like Nintendo in a way. They can just play by their own rules with that game.
They can do whatever they want. Yeah.
I mean,
resold.
They're gonna show. He's best buddies with Kojima. You know what I'm talking about? The dude who made Metal Gear Solid or whatever.
Yeah.
You're talking about Guillermo del Toro.
No. The guy who made the baby game. What's the baby game where you carry the
Kojima?
Yeah, what is it called?
Hideo. You're talking about Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding. It's Hideo Kojima. Isn't that his name?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about his friend.
No, I'm talking about Jeff Keighley, who runs who used to be on G4 TV, who runs runs the Summer Game Fest and Game Awards. Yo, you know they're gonna show off Death Stranding 2 again. Like, okay.
Oh gosh.
I mean, like, I don't really care, but
Walking.
I bet they're gonna show off something like the big. He always has like at least one big thing. I bet the big thing is gonna be something that's a third party, like that's gonna be at least on PlayStation, Xbox, at least. I bet Nintendo doesn't even show up there. I bet Nintendo will just hold all the cards until. I bet they're gonna have a Nintendo Direct. What do you think? Like next week or the week after?
Oh, games done quick or Summer Game Fest?
No, I'm saying like
They're not games
okay,
done quick. I mean.
yeah, I think Nintendo will. My prediction is Nintendo will not show up at Summer Game Fest at all because they're holding their cards for their big, summer / not E3, they Nintendo Direct, because they don't have anything in that. Like PlayStation just had basically theirs. Like they laid out everything. They have something big every month, but Nintendo doesn't have anything past July. Like July is Pikmin 4, and after that we don't know anything at all.
Who cares?
So like they could show something with Pikmin 4 or like yeah, like I don't really know what else they would show because they're not. I don't think they're going to announce anything that they haven't already announced.
Like a Mario game.
Yeah, like they're not going to do that. They're going to say that for their own thing. So,
Yeah.
So I bet what he has will be like a Elden Ring type game or like a what's some other big games he announces?
That's the thing, that the biggest companies right now making games are From Software, aka Elden Ring, Demons, Dark Souls people.
Yep.
We got Nintendo, but they already just dropped. The only thing that we know is cooking is Mario. Like we know Mario's cooking, but Nintendo is sitting.
He's been cooking.
But Nintendo is sitting pretty, so they don't have to show anything about Mario.
Are they going to do the? Well, are they going to do the Switch 1.5 / Switch 2.0 thing soon, or do you think they're going to kick the field goal?
I think that here's what I'm guessing. A lot like with Zelda, I'm guessing we're gonna hear rumors of a Nintendo system around. Well, it's tough because if you announce a new system, you're now going to hurt the sales for your current system because everyone's just gonna like stop buying it, waiting. So I don't think Nintendo. I think Nintendo is stuck in a tough time where they don't want to hurt their summer sales because remember during the whole COVID thing, they got like mega like monster numbers, and they just released the Mario movie, and you're gonna get new sales there. Just released Tears of the Kingdom, more sales there, and then the holiday season, yeah, you're gonna get a lot
think
there.
They make like an upgraded thing that's like it'll still play technically.
Nah, I think they know it's time to move on to the next thing, and so I think if you launch that with Mario Kart and maybe Mario, I think you're good. I don't. So
you think like this holiday season is still Switch though, like
Yeah, it's definitely still Switch.
Yeah,
they have no reason not to.
Okay, all right. I want you guys to predict. Okay, Summer Games Fest is next Thursday. When do we think the Nintendo Direct? It's coming in June. I'm telling you, it's coming in June, bro.
August.
Yo, it ain't coming in August, man. Because they got announced before then, right? Because
I think you forget that Nintendo hates us. So.
Yo, it ain't coming in August, man. It's got to come in June. The latest July. Latest is July. Like they're coming out Pikmin 4. They're gonna want to advertise Pikmin 4. They're gonna want to go ahead and tell you to pre-order such and such games. Yo, so do you think they're doing it next week, the week after? When do you predict that they're doing it?
This is really tough because, I mean, they're just sitting on such a huge lead. I would say.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because when do they normally make their Nintendo Directs? Like
February.
Normally in June. No, I'm talking about the summer ones. They're normally in June though. Like the big ones in the summer are normally in June sometimes.
I could say the 16th or 17th looks pretty, like, that week Looks pretty good. They announced like the 12th for the 13th. Hey, we're gonna have a direct in 2 days or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot they're probably gonna do a June thing. It's gonna be mostly indie games or whatever, and then at the end of it, they're gonna be like, tune in 2 days from now for a Pokemon Direct.
Nintendo started the wave and everybody hopped on the wave, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they really did.
Pokemon's on that wave because of Nintendo. When's that DLC coming out?
What?
The Pokemon DLC? Is there a Pokemon DLC coming?
Yeah, it's coming this winter.
Winter. What?
I think it's coming
2024?
Yeah, let me see.
It's not fall? I thought it was 2 parts, fall and winter.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they're definitely going to say something about that in the next Nintendo Direct, now that Tears of the Kingdom is launched. Question is, are they going to do Tears of the Kingdom DLC like they did with Breath of the Wild after the Game Awards? Because what would they even add? The ocean from Wind Waker? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, something that I noticed in Tears of the Kingdom that they changed was the currents. There's like water currents now that are crazy in the ocean. At least as far as I can tell. So like you can see the streams of water going through the ocean that are like different currents. It's crazy. I don't know if that was in Breath of the Wild. I don't think it was.
Yeah, they have part of the Pokemon DLC coming out in the winter.
Okay.
But they also they're gonna have that plus another Pokemon game. They always have, like last year was one year they had the Pokemon remake of, one like Diamond and Pearl plus Legends came out after that. So they're gonna have some remake or something alongside that. Whatever, but aside from the ones we know about, what are we predicting for this Nintendo thing? Wait, what they got cooking, bro? What are they? No, not only what are they got cooking, but what are they gonna give us, and what are they holding? What cards are they gonna like give us on the Switch? Like hand us, here you go. And what are they? They're holding to the chest for the next system. You know what I'm saying? You said Mario Kart, Trey. They're not gonna give us another Mario Kart on the Switch.
No, they're not gonna. No, they would not give us one.
They're gonna give us GameCube. Before the end of this system, GameCube's coming.
When we did this prediction, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only problem with giving us GameCube is that GameCube is just modern enough for them to keep doing remakes for.
Yeah, it's true.
But the problem is that even the Metroid remake really didn't sell.
It was very good, I heard, but yeah, it didn't sell.
Yeah, so so they're like caught in a rut where like they love Metroid, everyone keeps like saying it's great, but it doesn't sell. Versus like, I don't know, like games like Animal Crossing like sell like gangbusters.
Yeah. Chores, the video game.
Yeah.
I think people too. I think Metroid was good back then, but it's not fun to play now like that. So
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, Metroid Prime series is like so much scanning, so much backtracking, so much, like a bunch of stuff that we have made obsolete today in the year of 2023.
Is Metroid Prime 4 going to fix all that? That's the question.
I forgot about that game.
So did everyone else.
That's not coming to the Switch, bro. It's not.
Yeah, here's the problem. Here's the main problem that game has is that you have a vocal minority of people that want it to be just like Metroid Prime. But obviously, that does not sell.
Yeah.
So I think their best thing is to make it a big world like an Elden Ring or something.
Yeah, Alien Planet. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that's what it should be. It should be like an alien planet, and you can like, and we have seen you do this with Breath of the Wild. You should be able to like get on your ship and be able to like go to like either different planets or different places. And like the year is 2023. I know that you guys don't want Samus to talk, but guess what? The game does not sell. It's time to just like the same thing they did with Skyward Sword is that they like said, hey, like we're knocking over every single sacred cow, and we're not gonna like say we have to do it this way. We're just gonna focus on making the best game. Tell me how Samus not talking would help a sci-fi game that's all about.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like if they are still stuck to sacred cows and like
give her the sexy Cammy voice. That's all it takes.
And we know who does the sexy Cammy voice.
Glass.
She killed it, bro. She killed it. She could do it. Definitely do it.
Yeah, she would be perfect with that character, actually. After
y'all remember? You remember when Samus had that voice in Other M in the Wii game?
Yeah.
The most hated Metroid game of all time, but apparently she was voice acted from what I remember. That would be something. I don't know. I feel like all they need to do is copy what the Star Wars game that everyone hates, the one Trey, didn't finish. I feel like they just copy it and just Nintendoify it, make it better, basically, is what I'm saying. And then that's all you need. Like explore different shipyards and stuff, go to different planets,
Okay, first of all, I don't know that anyone wants to copy much of that game.
That style.
Like, there is so much wrong with that game. Like, I was all for it. Like, I looked and I was like, this is awesome. But let me tell you, like, imagine Elden Ring. But now imagine just, like, taking the soul out of that game. There you have that Star Wars game.
Wow.
Like, it's like, I don't know about the second one, though. But the first one is, like, it looks really good. But, okay, like, here's something that I appreciate more in Zelda. In Elden Ring, you're always like running on cliffs or something, so you feel like you have this anxiety because if you take one step, you're falling down, you're dying because you're on so many like, and in Zelda that's not the case. Like you're walking on grass or you're walking, like occasionally you'll be on that, but that's not the majority of the time you're spending the game.
Yeah.
But in the Star Wars game, like literally everywhere you are, you take one step to the left and you're falling off a cliff. Even when you're in the like little hub world, you take 2 steps, you're falling. So it's like, bro, who thought this was fun? Like, give me this anxiety of like not just being able to explore to the left or to the right. So I'm saying if like Metroid does a game, it should not be like that. Like, it should be like a lot of like Arkham. I thought Arkham City did it well. Of course, I haven't played the Spider-Man game, but Arkham City, for its time, it was like, of course, that world is like probably about as big as like the first like the Hyrule area in Breath of the Wild. Like, so it's not very big at all. But that game was very much in it, Metroidvania, but it just had the little hub world to like disguise it and make you think it wasn't. But I think that's what I would want from a Metroid game is for it to be in like not a world as big as Breath of the Wild, but just enough where everything was densely packed and so that you could still go into the different areas and kind of like just go ahead and do your Metroidvania thing there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but of course it should be bigger than Arkham City. Like, don't get me wrong. Like this is a one shot to redeem this franchise and to show us that it can still, be relevant. Because they mess it up, like, only getting 1 million sales is not good. Like I think Metroid Prime the remake sold like 1 million copies or something like that, which is bad when you consider that Zelda sold 10 million in like 3 days.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm like, yo, the Metroid series, y'all gotta kick over every single sacred cow.
Yo, I was gonna say too, yo, okay, so on this train, bro. Okay, what are they gonna give us in this direct? What is gonna be the last like little snack before, the next system? because like all the heavy hitters are gone. Like they're off the table. They're going to whatever's next. Like you know what I'm saying? They're like Smash Bros. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe they'll revamp it. Because they can't really do what they did. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But
they'd have to change it.
Like Splatoon. Dear Lord, they need to let that game rest for a little bit and like rework it and just like make it new, make it feel like it's a new game, and not give us another one because we already got two of them on one system. We're good.
Yeah.
But like Zelda, that's our last Zelda we're getting for like 4 or 5 more years.
Yep.
Mario, they're cooking the Mario game, but are they saving it for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they gonna let that? I mean, it's possible they could put up Mario at the end.
I mean, what we know from whatchamacallit, from Zelda, that it's very much possible that they're just sitting on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what obscure game? Like sometimes you get some cool stuff because they're holding all the cards, all the big cards, but they're letting some of the third parties do stuff, and they're like letting some of their other like smaller studios do some stuff, and they're like, this is a time where we're thriving. We could get a bunch of junk, but we'll get some obscure, like random good ones too. What's an obscure game that you want to see them announce?
Obscure. Billy Hatcher.
Like Elite Beat Agents,
No, they would never do that, man.
Billy Hatcher. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me show you something beautiful. Hey,
I was gonna say that could be your answer. You said, "Let me show you something beautiful." Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hey. Look, Billy Hatcher, Beautiful Joe, same disc.
You don't know how many times I played that demo disc, man.
Oh, me too. Trust me.
10 billion times. I was thinking about this the other day when my son was like, "Dad, give me this game. Dad, give me this game. Dad, give me this game." And I was thinking about that demo disc, and then there was one on I want to say it was on the PS1, where there's a demo, like they used to have those demo discs like that, And this one had this like BMX game where you start off on the thing and you go, and then you could like do a trick off of this one ramp, and like that was like the whole demo. And like me and Nick, my other brother, played that game so many times, that stupid demo so many times. And it had like a demo for like Spyro, I think. It had a demo for like Crash, but you play like the like crash cart thing where you knock each other off this like piece of ice thing. But we played those stupid demos like a billion times. And I thought about that, and I was like, yo, my son is having so much fun playing these 3 like stupid, like terrible demos of these terrible, awful games, and these demos are like nothing. But I was like, oh, we played those demo games, like those little demo discs for like a billion times over. Like that Beautiful Joe, I beat the however many little part they let you play. I beat that a billion times before I actually got the whole game. So I'm like, dude, they can download on the Switch. You can download like 40, 50 demos and just play it all day long.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Anyways, side rant.
All right. So it has to be the obscure that's not going to sell, but they will eventually do. Is not Billy Hatcher. What's it called? F-Zero has to come back at some point.
F-Zero
has to come back. Kirby's been done a million times already.
That was going to be my game Tuesday. I'm not going to lie. F-Zero.
And is Star Fox still dead? I know Wii U killed it. Wii U was Wii U double shot.
Bro,
I feel like here's what I'm gonna say. First of all, don't blame the Wii U. Blame Miyamoto. He killed that.
Talk about it.
He killed that
about
game.
it.
He did.
He killed it.
Miyamoto, we love you, but it's time to let go, brother. It's time to let go. Let the next generation have it, man. Let them
The reason
have
Breath
it,
of the Wild was so good is because of Aonuma and his team, not Miyamoto.
Yeah.
My
I
man is
feel like
over there. He's like, look at my tech demo. He taking up half the show. Look at my tech demo of the giant robot. Look at how it moves with the giant robot. Look at my tech demo of this tower control, tower defense. Look, you can see from 6 different cameras to see how they enter the place. Look, oh, there he is right there. Watch me shoot him. Oh, wait, I found another one. Watch me shoot him. Like, Miyamoto, get off the stage, man.
Yo,
Stage,
he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, this will be the next hit. And it needs to have someone be there like, sure it will, Grandpa. Let's get you back to let's get you back to say.
That's why Pikmin 4 took so long.
Yeah, like bro, like, oh man.
Yo, Pikmin, I'm sorry, JR. But Pikmin is only alive because Miyamoto has some control.
Yeah.
Yo,
Pikmin would be out, but it would not have nearly as much push as it does.
I got the game for free and I didn't complete Pikmin 3.
See, I actually played it because the Wii U was dead and we had nothing else to play. So, but here's the thing: that game, like the whole time, I thought I was in the tutorial, and then like I was like fighting this guy, and I was like, man,
You were,
this kind
man.
of feels.
You were.
I was like, man, this feels kind of ridiculous. And it was the final boss. Like, at no point did I feel like I was playing the actual game. It was like they're still holding my hand, that far in the game.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was never like fun. It was like, it was like when you're like in school and you're playing those flash games, like you're playing it because like it's there and like, like it wasn't fun, but you just did it. Like, I don't know.
100%. Yo, I'm pretty sure that Star Fox game that was kind of like a Diddy Kong racing game that was leaked like a couple years ago is real. I'm pretty sure that is real. Somewhere out in the universe. And if they just do that, man, just do it, man.
The furries will buy it, man.
Development. I think it's in development hell, man. I think it's dead. Like, just based on what we saw with the whole Metroid fiasco, where it was like, hey, can you do this? And then it was like, nope, they're actually not. And like, I think that Star Fox game is dead.
Miyamoto is telling them no, man?
Probably.
I really don't know with him, man.
I don't think he's got any control anymore, to be honest.
I don't think so either, but I think that they're a very polite company, so they don't want to burn. You know what I mean? Like, he's a living legend. Like, he's a living Walt Disney. So you want to have him in good graces. Like, so when he comes to the office, like, everyone quick. And they'll pull out some game. Like, what are you guys working on? Like, yeah, we're working on Pikmin. Oh, that's so good. Like, we need more Pikmin. Like, we need, yeah. And he leaves. All right. Bring Mario back out.
He'll say, hey, look at this little tech demo I've come up with. What do you think about adding that?
They're like, sure, give it to the WarioWare studio again.
Yeah, that would fit better with them over there.
Yeah.
That's what.
Because I promise you that game that he had with the cameras and stuff, and they just put it in one of the WarioWare things. Remember they added one of the
games? No, they packaged it with Star Fox Zero because that game was so bad. You don't remember? It came in like a double pack with that game. You don't remember that?
I forgot, man. Yo, Miyamoto is wilding, bro.
Yo, man, come on, let go of Paper Mario, bro. Let go of all the games, man. Let go.
Yo, that would be sick though if we get that. If we get a WarioWare, those games are low key really fun. The GameCube one is fire. It's really fun.
Agree. We got a WarioWare on Switch though.
Did we?
No, that was not good.
Yeah,
I don't remember this coming out.
We played the demo with the. You remember that?
Yes, I do. That one was okay.
So I played it on Switch because one of the students at my school had it. Bro, it is not fun.
Yeah, it's alright.
It is
Snipper Clips. That's what we need.
Snipper Clips is the bomb.com.
Snipper Clips 3. I think 2 already came out. 3.
What?
I'm pretty sure 2 already came out. I think that happened already.
Yo, when is yes, there is. Yo, when is okay, rewind. Captain Falcon, they need to make him I think we've talked about this maybe like personally before. They need to make center F-Zero around him because he's the icon, now.
Yeah.
They need to build it around him before he was kind of just like a dude, like that had this, he was in this car and there's like a bunch of other guys. I mean, you can introduce them into, the audience, but sell it with Mr. Falcon Punch, Mr. Smash Bros. Okay, Mr. As our friend Al says, Mr. NC State, he is Mr. Smash Brothers. Okay, he's Mr. Smash Brothers, Mr. Falcon Punch. You could even like have him doing the Falcon Punch on the cover with the car there.
It needs to be like F-Zero subtitle Falcon's Last Ride or something.
Because good gracious, Sakurai has given us all the characters. Like, we need some more characters for him to be able to give us his
Yo. So here's what I was theorizing. So I was thinking about F-Zero the other day. I was like, in order to make it work, you would almost have to make it just like Street Fighter is right now. So like there would be like an open world part, or you could race people, or you can do it like like you'd have to switch it up, because but also the problem with F-Zero is the same problem that Metroid has, is that those games are all about sci-fi, and sci-fi is usually about graphics. And so already there's like in a rut because their system is so far behind. And how fast would F-Zero be if it's on limited hardware?
Dude,
so I think that's
fast RMX is actually really good.
Exactly. You do it like that game. You use the art, like, because that game had like no graphics, but it looked cool. Like like it didn't have any like graphical technical thing. It just had an art style that made it look crazy.
Yeah, that game's fire.
That was what F-Zero should look like, man.
Oh, okay. Have you guys seen the new Need for Speed game that came out? There's like a remake, I think. But that has a style that F-Zero could use. It's like
I haven't seen it.
It's got like the Akira thing going on where they leave like the trails behind the cars. F-Zero needs that. They need like that sick, like Neo Tokyo sci-fi where it kind of looks old but in a cool way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what Nintendo always does. Like if they do it well, they use the art style to make up for what they lack in graphics.
Looking at the back of this has made me realize that Soul Calibur was best on GameCube. So they need a new Soul Calibur, and it needs to be Nintendo exclusive with Link again. Yep.
I don't know if Soul Calibur can really exist because the fighting game, like, okay, it's almost become Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo with fighting games, where it's like you have the big three, which are Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter, and then the little guy that's like fighting his way there is King of Fighters, but everything else, it's like it has such a niche fan base, and you're gonna have
Smash Bros.
Like, but they're in their own realm. But and then you have like games that are like tied to like, like licenses like Dragon Ball or Naruto that are like going to have a life. But everything else, you're just not going to get the general audience to buy it.
The Guilty Gear did pretty well. The new one did.
Yeah, but even like with that one, it's like it's still going to be a struggle to like put up the numbers because Mortal Kombat is like, I would say it's even more mainstream than Street Fighter, at least in America.
Yeah. I mean, I would say more people play it, but more people know about Street Fighter.
I mean, because if you ask like a random kid, he's gonna know like who's, like, okay, if we go character for character. Well, I guess we use the asterisk because now they know who they are because of Fortnite. Like one of the kids literally said Chun-Li was like, "That's the girl from Fortnite." And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
wow.
But I mean, like all ages know like Ryu. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah,
somewhere.
like him. Like people recognize him, but also like people just know Scorpion and Sub Zero, and they could recognize Raiden. Like
Yeah, those three for sure. Definitely.
Versus like King of Fighters.
We can hear you taking the leak, by the way, Trey, or whatever you're doing.
No, that would be washing my hands. I was gonna say, King of Fighters only has Terry, and then you have Tekken. That I would say, if you just ask me who the most popular characters, it would be Kazuya. What's his dad or his old man? And then it'd probably be King, like the most recognizable.
Yeah, Kazuya Mishima. Yep. Now he's just a meme because of Smash. Everyone knows Kazuya Mishima.
It's kind of funny because it used to be Jin, but Kazuya kind of took over, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and then that was the first time like I really thought of him outside of Tekken, because when we were playing that game, I was like, why is Kazuya in here instead of Jin? And it was because they were making him the new boy.
Guys, we need to. What we really need for Nintendo to announce next month is not a new Smash game. They need adjacent.
Hey, watch your mouth. It's this month. It's June, okay?
Okay, this month. Excuse me. Maybe it'll be the 1st of July. But they need Sakurai's out probably for now. He'll come back as soon as they say we're making a new Smash. Sakurai's going to be like, I'm not letting anyone make Smash while I'm alive. That's what he's going to say.
Yo, he needs to let his wife like do another job and not make the menus anymore.
Dude, it's so bad. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. But they need him to do that, and then they need to be like, hey guys, you make really cool games, and they need to let Aiding or Arxis, the guys who make Guilty Gear and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 respectively, they need to let them make a 2D fighter with Nintendo characters. It's like a traditional 2D fighter, because if Dragon Ball Fighters can do it, then Nintendo can do it with theirs. It would be so sick.
It would be cool, but I would still want to have Smash Bros. Too. Like,
oh yeah, this is just like adjacent.
But the problem is that because it's Nintendo, they probably have to noobify it a little bit like Hogan did. Is that really what we want to see?
Wait, what? Noobify it? Oh yeah, they would. I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters kind of did that, but it's fun. They did a really good job.
Street Fighter did that this time around. Good gracious almighty.
Yeah. But at least there's
the
traditional thing. Traditional controls are still there at least.
Yeah,
and they're better.
Yeah, they're better.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they take away some of your moves in modern controls. But I don't care if I had a PlayStation to play Street Fighter 6, I would buy it, but then I would go online and then I'd be like, I want to throw my controller, because I'm like, this guy on the other end has the one button Shoryuken and he's just hitting it over and over and over again. I had to sit there and wait for him to like not be invincible and hit him. Like, oh.
Yeah.
It sounded like I was playing against Cloud earlier and he was doing smash attack down tilt. Like, he's just like pressing buttons like all the time. Like dude.
Yep. Dude, rollback, man. It makes a difference. It's so good. Playing Guilty Gear Online, you just feel like it feels like butter. Even on the bad connections, if it skips, it's like whatever, but you never feel the lag. It's so nice. It's like butter.
Oh.
Yep. Rollback. That's what I want for Smash.
Rollback, right?
Yeah, man. I just want a new game. I want like Smash Bros. At its core, but I want like a revamp. Like, I don't want everybody to play the same way they've always played. I want.
We need like, Hot Ganondorf.
Yeah, we need Hot Ganondorf. We need Tears of the Kingdom Link. Tears of the Kingdom Link. But honestly, we need Mario not to be like the exact same that he's always been. Like, Mario needs a like update, man. Like, a lot of the characters, me and Trey talked about this a little bit. A lot of the characters got to update, but some of them did not.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, okay, but moving on. Yo, unless you guys had something else to say there. But yo, okay, last like gaming thing. Yo, what what the heck is Xbox? Xbox has a showcase apparently on June 11th. I'm just seeing this now. Yo, what the heck are they doing, man? Like, what are they doing out here, man?
They own Bethesda now, so there you go. Right? Didn't they buy the Bethesda?
Yeah, they own Bethesda,
Yep.
but Bethesda has been slipping.
Yeah, of course, but that would be like their thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they were king of the rock when Skyrim released, but like ever since then,
Yeah,
they've been
they've been
struggling.
falling.
Yeah, so Phil Spencer or whatever the dude's name is must have seen. He must have got a peek behind the curtain and see like, okay, time to buy them. You know, they got whatever the next thing is coming out. Is it the Starlink thing or whatever you said? Is that somebody else?
Yeah, they got Starlink.
He must have said he did the Mario peeking behind the curtain.
I think Xbox has just got nothing like in terms of games, but their like system, like the way their system works, and then the online together kind of make them really appealing. Because like the Xbox Game Pass, you can play with it like a ton of stuff for
I
pretty good price.
apologize for the water in your ears, everyone who's listening. You know, our 2 or 3 viewers.
But yeah, Xbox like the what do you call it? Environment, I guess. Game environment's really nice. Like you can, at least from when I saw some people showing it off, you could like play a game, you could stop it, and then start playing another one if you wanted to, and then come back to it and it would still be loaded in that area. They have a lot of really good backlog stuff. Like you can play a lot of the catalog really easily. Whereas with PlayStation, it's like,
because they got what
can I play
Xbox
this?
Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah, it's really good from what I've heard.
Yo, I'm saying they got all that, but they don't have like the new hotness. They don't have the new games, man.
Street Fighter, I guess.
Yeah, they got all there, but they have no. Like, if you're between Sony and Xbox,
no.
as far
no
as like
contest.
games, you don't have any reason to pick Xbox.
Yeah, no, not at all. Unless you only want to play Halo, and even then, like you probably play that on a PC probably first. I guess.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I could do it again, I probably would have bought Xbox.
Why?
The only reason
Why is that?
is because I'm not a huge God of War fan, so I'm not missing out on that. And I'm playing pretty much like Elden Ring is multiplat, Street Fighter is multiplat, and then I would want to check out Bethesda's games, because I don't care about Horizon, and Spider-Man is the only other game that I might get. So it's kind of a wash either way, except one is going to have Bethesda. So
yeah, they've been missing though, like you said.
It's Square.
Yeah, that's why I was just like content.
Final Fantasy still released on both.
I'm pretty sure it's exclusive. I think it's exclusive.
Is it exclusive?
I think it is for now. They always do the thing where they're like exclusive for a year. Put it on Steam and Xbox probably. Let me see. Final Fantasy 15 was exclusive for a little while, and then it's on everything now. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I was thinking. In the past, they had more JRPG stuff than Xbox, but
they don't have Ratchet and Clank. That's what they need, bro.
Yo,
dude, I am not kidding. That last one was insane. It was so good. It was incredible.
Yo, man, I was watching on Summer Games Done Quick. I was watching them do a Sly Cooper speed run.
Sick. Okay, Final Fantasy 16 Xbox release has not been announced. Yep. They have an exclusivity agreement.
Yo, side note, PlayStation they were really buzzing with the first parties there, or like the stuff. But back in the day when they had Jack and Daxter, they had Sly Cooper, they had Ratchet and Clank. But then they all went to the Elephant Graveyard, except for Ratchet and Clank still hanging on.
Yep. Yeah. Banjo and Kazooie got bought by Xbox.
Well, because Naughty Dog did all that, but now all they want to do is what do we call it?
Get, Grand Theft Auto or something, or not that. The hacker game. What's it called?
No, what's the game that has a show?
Oh, yeah. Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo.
Pretty much.
Well, any more video game stuff before we move to anime, manga stuff?
Hades is the greatest game ever created.
Yo, when does Hades 2 come out?
Oh, that might actually, Xbox might have, they might have paid for that, to be honest.
No, man, don't tell me that, man. I'm gonna be like, JR, nah, man.
Nah, I doubt they would do that. I don't know.
So, yo, it says Hades 2's release date into early access is set for 2023 for PC.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's what they did with Hades 1. They were like early access for a year and a half or something.
Come on, dog.
Release the full game.
That's all right. Anyways, yo, what y'all been anime? What y'all been watching? What y'all been reading manga wise? Anything new on the horizon? What you been into lately here?
Hell's Paradise is pretty fire in terms of anime. Actually had me crying a little bit. Well, not actually crying, but it got me. I was like, can't believe it.
Well, since you ever been since you seen that cosplay girl walk away, right?
That's right. No, the closest I've ever been since told Killua wasn't his business, and then Killua turned away like this and turned black and white. that was pretty bad. No, dude, in the interim between the last podcast and this one, Togashi came back, which is the most unbelievable thing ever. And every chapter hit so hard. It was unbelievable. Incredible. Storyteller on another level. Yeah. Yep. And Wano ended. That was good.
Yo, Gear 5 was awesome. Yo, what you been reading or watching anything else lately, Zay?
I'm finishing Magi right now. Or Magi, if you want to call it that.
Yo, is that complete? Is that
what do you think would be with Magi? I think she was saying it wrong.
It should be Magi. In America, it should be Magi, because that's what the word is. That's what they're saying.
You sound like Bandit Keith in America.
In America. In America. Hey, only I can say America. No, it should be Magi for sure. In Japan, they say Magi because it's Japan. But the anime was really well animated. Like it was very pretty. All the fights are cool. The characters are cool. But now it's turned into Kingdom, where it's giant armies fighting each other, and you're like, but you've got guys on each side who are basically an army by themselves. People are losing limbs, and people are getting destroyed, getting their souls sucked out. It's insanity. It is done though. Yeah, it's been done for a long time. Yeah, but it's very fun. I haven't finished it yet. Very cool. One problem I have is that there was 50 chapter flashback. Dude, I was losing my mind. I was like, why is this still going? Because you get to the end of one of the parts of the flashback, and you're like, all right, we're about to jump back in to the story. We're going to continue on. Everyone's going to have all this knowledge because someone's telling a story about this flashback, right? And then you get to that point, and they're like, oh, switcheroo. Bad guy's actually doing something else now. And then they continue the flashback for 20 more chapters. You're just shaking your head. It's like when Naruto finishes his swing flashbacks, he does that. And then he gets punched in the face again, and he has to get back up, and he does it again, immediately in the same episode. You're like, I don't need to see the swing again. I get it. Yeah, it's like that. But the flashback was good. It just lasted way too long. I know this makes no sense without context, but yeah. Magi. Good.
Bro,
That's good stuff.
bro, you know what? I've been, in my day and a half so far that I've been, wait, not even a day and a half, a whole day now almost, that I've been by myself. I watched some, I was catching up on some My Hero.
Ooh.
And,
Yeah.
And, okay, the whole time, like, they kept showing glimpses of this is what happened with Endeavor and, Todoroki and then, like, this is what happened with, old dude with that's all burned up, what's his name?
Oh,
The brother that has the blue fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dobby.
Dobby. I forget his real name, but yeah.
They kept showing stuff, and I was like, yo, did I miss something? Am I not getting the link here? Am I supposed to understand it? But finally, we was in the hospital bed repenting of all his sins and, saying all the stuff. He finally, explained it all. So I was like, praise the Lord. Okay, now they finally talked about it.
Yo, Endeavor's the best character in that show, to be honest.
He's definitely no pun intended, warming up. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah, 1,000%. Especially where I am in the manga, best character. Like, not the best person ever. That's dumb.
Yeah,
but
no spoilers, man.
Best character. No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely getting good. That was good to see.
Great.
I just finished that background of where they're at, and now I'm in Midoriya's head. I'm in Deku's head, where he's talking to all the
council.
The tribal council there of all the voices in his head.
Are the two smoky guys still standing in the corner, not saying anything?
Yep.
Oh. Yep. That lasts a while.
He still got the darkness over his face, like.
Yep. Can't say nothing.
They're like, what'd you say? Oh, I think you said this. Oh yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Incredible.
Yeah, but then I might watch some of the show that Ben's been recommending forever. Me, Trey, whoever he is. Yep. What's the show? Oh my
Golden Kamuy.
Yeah, Golden Kamuy. But dude, I'm torn between that and Demon Slayer because like my country old man guy here and all the cosplayers are referencing that. I'm like, I just have to be in the know to know.
You gotta watch it exclusively for the animation.
I gotta watch it just for it, to be honest, just because it's like a cultural thing, man. I just got to do it.
Yeah.
Even though
I'm telling you, watch Golden Kamuy, dude. If you watch it, you'll understand. It is. It is a roller coaster ride. Just put it that way.
I'm playing that's on the list, man.
That was the favorite manga of the last girl I asked out. Yep, but that's besides the point.
Yo,
that's good.
Yo, Trey, what you been reading or watching, man?
So, pretty much just Hell's Paradise, and I don't think I've really watched too much anything else. I haven't really read anything else either besides the usual. So I'm still letting Kingdom just go ahead because, let me tell you, that last arc that they had was a lot like Wano, where it was just lasting forever. Like, it was good, it was big, but you could tell that this current arc, or, well, I won't say current because I'm behind, that it was kind of like, I'm going to let you catch your breath for a second arc.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep, so, now that I'm in the summer, I was planning on it, but I'm going to be spending all summer with my girlfriend, so I'm probably not going to get any time to really just digest it, which I wanted to, but I need to get, catch back up on Demon Slayer, the new season, but if I'm honest, bro, Demon Slayer is a chore for me, I'm not going to lie, I don't find myself just, I feel like that one is the exact same way I feel about God of War, is that anything that's happening with the show, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I just want to get to the fights. Like because last season fight, that might have been the best fight scene I've seen, like in an anime the past couple years. Like, it was really good as far as the animation, but just like the plot and like everything, like I just wasn't feeling it, man.
All these animators' talents getting flushed out of drain to Demon Slayer, man. Sacrifice that for the soul of Demon Slayer.
Bro, it pisses me off. Every time I see a Shaman King or another show, he just get flushed down the drain. Netflix's drain. Meanwhile, Demon Slayer gets the ufotable treatment.
They really gave, like, they put the S team on Demon Slayer's like fight list, man.
That's my favorite.
Oh no, good. I was gonna say, speaking of which,
yeah,
Demon Slayer was definitely one of the most popular cosplays at the con that we were all at. We missed Blue Fire being on the show. He's supposed to be on today, but yeah, he's feeling under the weather, and he's actually going to a con in Nashville, like supposed to be this weekend. But
sweet.
Yeah, but it's kind of appropriate that is us three on the podcast because we just came from the con and at Animazement there. And I was just thinking about what was your takeaways from Animazement, from the panels and from like just seeing what the vibe of the anime community was right now.
My Hero and Demon Slayer are still ruling the roost at the moment. That's my takeaway. Yep. And One Piece is forever popular, but Law alone carries for characters, I guess, because oh my gosh, everywhere.
Yeah, Zay was dressed up like Corazon from One Piece, and he had like 10 million pictures with Laws.
Yep. It's strategic. You got to pick like not the most popular character. You got to pick the best person or best friend of the most popular character. That's how you get pictures.
It was really cool seeing what was his name? I was about to call him Hideki Kojima, not Kojima. The guy that my goodness, what is his name?
Koji Nagai.
Koji Nagai.
He was cool.
That was cool seeing like behind the scenes of My Hero production there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He came prepared, man. He has some sick stuff to show for sure.
Can I also say one random thing? So I have the Street Fighter on because that releases at midnight, but some people have like the early Japanese copy, and so Yipes is playing it, and he's playing someone, and T-Pain is just randomly watching them play.
What? I forgot T-Pain has Twitch.
Yeah, just so random.
That's very random.
T-Pain.
Yeah, say that again, because my headphones went out. Say that again.
So Street Fighter releases at midnight, but like a lot of people have the Japanese copy. So Yipes is playing Street Fighter against someone who's just kicking his butt, but T-Pain is sitting there just watching them and commentating on it.
That's the most random thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's hilarious.
Actually, it is random still, but Tofu, Pokemon YouTuber, he had an Animal Crossing rap song that he came out with, and then like a little while afterwards, T-Pain released an Animal Crossing rap song, and everybody was like tagging him, saying, "Yo, you like are biting off of it." Anyway,
I forgot some shows. So, Hell's Paradise went, since in the interim, but Mob Psycho finished while we were doing that, and of course, Odd Taxi came out. We never talked about that at any point.
Oh, Jose, I gotta know, what was your take on Mob Psycho's ending?
I thought it was very acceptable. I don't know. I was very okay. Mob's thing, I was like, okay. Bob's like the end of his character arc. I was like, I get it. Like he didn't really have that much. Like, I mean, you kind of got what was going on with him from the beginning. You know, it was very weird though the way they did the final bit of him. You know, figuring himself out, etc. But Reagan's ending was better. I feel like him as a character, I was satisfied that he resolved the way he did.
Yeah. So yeah, Reagan's art, like I get how they were trying to close both of their arcs.
Yeah.
But I just hated how, like, at the beginning of the show, we were told he wants to go after that girl. Like that was one of the first things we know.
Yeah.
But then it's like the writer never can find a way to add her into the story.
Nope, not at all.
Right?
She was not interesting.
Like he just couldn't find a way to put her in. Like Mob even had like a quote unquote girlfriend that was better, but then the writer kind of realized that he wanted the main girl to still be there. And so a lot of the arcs were like the girl was like the catalyst for why the arc was even happening, even the end. But she herself was just her name should have just been MacGuffin. Like that's all she was. Like she didn't exist for any type of purpose
until the very end.
Yeah, and then she just flat out just rejects him at the end. Like, bro, I was so heated. Like,
yeah,
like it made sense because they didn't know each other, but like she could have at least like, you couldn't give my boy. You don't have to date him. You couldn't give my guy a date. You could,
yeah,
like come on, like,
yeah. He poured his heart out. Yeah,
like. But I guess the anime tried to do a little better. I look at the manga just like stopped. The anime tried to do a little better job of like saying that they were at least like talking on the phone and stuff. But I just like, I don't know. Like I just felt like the author just left so much story on the table. Like there's still so many questions. Like they never really explained why he had psychic powers. They never explained why people had psychic powers and why some didn't.
Yeah, you're lying.
They didn't.
No, not at all.
He never explained it. Like
I think he just like accepted it. It's like this is part of the world. You gotta take it. I guess.
Remember that evil spirit that they never
Dimple?
like finished that thing? No, not Dimple, but the other one. Remember there was like
the guy.
Yeah,
the guy who became one.
Yeah, and then he got released, but then they didn't tell us what happened with him. Like, there's just so much story. They're just like they just left on the table. Like,
he like in season 2 he came out and he was like he gave him like a warning or he said something, and then he left him alone. I definitely expected him to come back in season 3.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, just it gave me a lot of like hockey's thinking I bring this up a lot. But it gave me a lot of Hitman
Hitman Reborn.
Yeah, Hitman Reborn.
Hitman Reborn.
Yeah, like the author was like, I have this story that's like kind of a gag story, but then I want to make it shonen, but I don't know like exactly what I want to do with the story. Like I have these characters that I like, but I don't really have this big story to tell.
Yeah, no plot. Yeah, no plot.
Yeah, and that made me mad because IGN ranked that as the best anime of all time. I'm just like, no.
What?
They ranked what? What?
Bro, if you look, IGN just recently ranked Mob Psycho is the best anime of all time. I'm just like,
it's good.
Good gracious,
it is good. But the best anime of all time? Not even top 10, maybe 11, 12.
They have absolutely lost their minds. I try to watch that show like 10 times. I cannot get into it.
Animation's insane.
If you watch it again, you'll see that it gets better. But I wouldn't tell you that it's above other anime that I like.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay, so I'm looking at. So I gotta see when they redid it because of this one, they have it ranked as 6th. Yeah, they have it.
I don't care. That's still absurd.
It's probably too high.
You want me to tell you the list?
Hit us.
At 25, they have Haikyuu. 24,
Acceptable.
Trigun.
Too low.
23, DBZ. 22, My Hero. 21, Made in Abyss. Like, I want to look at that one because everyone said it was good, but the art style just
apparently it's very scary.
And then 20 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Too low.
19 is Naruto Shippuden. 18 is Death Note. 17 Attack on Titan.
Whoa,
16,
what?
16 is Orange High School Host Club. 15 is Devilman Crybaby.
No.
14 is Demon Slayer. Bro, no. That is absurd.
Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, on my mama, Demon Slayer is not better than Oran High School Host Club.
No, it's definitely not.
It's not.
No, not even close.
Bro, it's not better than anything that came before it. And then 13, they have Code Geass.
That's
12,
too high.
Samurai Champloo. 11 is Bakano.
Oh, fire. Actually fire. Proper spot.
10 is...
No. Bakano's were too high. And what did you say? Yo, Bakano should not be up there, man. Samurai Champloo is out of his mind if it's up there. It definitely is not up there. Yes. 12 all time? No. Good music, yes, but it's not better than Code Geass. Definitely not better than Oran High School Host Club either. It's not better than Attack on Titan. Definitely not better than Death Note. Not better than Naruto Shippuden. Not better than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Not better than Dragon Ball Z. Not better than Trigun. Not better than any. Yeah. My Hero, whatever else you named is not better than that.
And 10 is Fully Cooley.
No.
Oh my gosh!
No.
Yo, they were reading some. I tell you what they were doing. They were on some old Game Facts threads or some kind of stupid
old
threads back when we didn't know what anime was. Back when we only had Toonami, the late night shows. And Fully Cooley was on there. And Big Zero, and, freaking whatever else was on there. You go Cowboy Bebop, and it was the Big O, and all those shows are on there, and Inuyasha, and we were top 10, and we're making the top 10 out of that, and Fully Cooley always made list. Nobody can sit there and tell me and watch that stupid show and tell me that Fully Cooley is top 1,000 anime. That anime is trash, bro.
Okay. Maybe top 1,000, but
you watch that anime, you'd be like, "What the heck is going on?" Bro, this guy's growing stuff out of himself, and this guy,
robots grow out of his head,
and people are on a person on a motorcycle runs to another person. Is and then stuff is just happening. It's you're on an acid trip the whole time, and you're like, "Okay, what did I just watch?" And it's only 10 episodes, man. Yo, they put it at number 10. That's insanity, man. Go ahead. I'm getting mad.
Number 9 is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, that's too low.
Too low.
Way too low.
Number 8 is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I haven't seen that.
Yo, I've tried to watch that show. I gave Mob Psycho. It took me the 5th time to finally watch Mob Psycho. And I could say it was better than I expected. Neon Genesis, I've tried it 4 times. I just gotta let it go. I can't watch it.
I have the same experience. It could be a dated material or whatever, or dated presentation. I mean.
Yeah, I've heard the movies. You gotta watch the movies instead.
But that one I can I have people that have anime opinions that are normally sensible. Put that one in there, but but not top 10. I don't think. No. Anyway.
And number 7 is Hunter x Hunter.
There it is. That's too low. You actually.
No, blasphemy. All right, go ahead.
Number 6 is Mob Psycho.
That's too high.
Yo,
that's about 25, 30 spots too high, man.
Yeah,
okay, no, you haven't seen it. No.
Yo, I've seen enough. Man.
It's better than My Hero. Better than My Hero.
That's nonsense.
No, it is. It is. The storytelling's better.
The
characters are better. I swear. Except for Endeavor. Endeavor's the only character that I would say is better. Way, you gotta watch it.
Bro,
you have not watched it.
Number 5 is Hajime no Ippo.
Okay. fire, actual fire. That show's
Yo,
sick.
it's fire, but it's not like number 5.
No, it's like number 10 or 15 or something.
I would put it up there, like, you know, in like a top 20, but I would not put it in the top 5, man.
No, it's very good, but yeah, top 20
That's
maybe.
crazy. Like, yo, that's too high.
I'm worried.
Yeah, me too.
Number 4 is Monster.
Okay.
Yo,
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Yep, it deserved. Yep, top 10. Yep. Okay.
Might be too high though.
Number 4 is
too much filler.
It's great. It's
the manga. Yeah,
it all has a purpose.
Number 3 is One Piece.
Number 3, no, too high. Way too high.
Number 3 is fine, man.
No, dude, we're talking about the anime. The manga
can. Hey, it needs to be up there, man.
The manga can be 3. I don't care. The anime needs to be like 20.
Anime that are worth it, man. I mean, I agree, it's dropped off, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like anime memories for me is that high. Like, where it is currently is unbearable.
If the manga didn't exist, it would be top. It would be up there. I would still put it up there. But
if they got with the times, I would say yes. But bro, they have not got. Have you tried to watch that anime? Like watch an episode of My Hero, then immediately watch an episode of One Piece. Yeah, there's like a vast difference in quality.
Yeah, it just needs to be up there.
But Toei needs to be sued.
No, they had the Toei thing. What was that? Were you saying that to me, or did I just see that where they're like this is every Toei anime? It was like something happens, and then they go to like all the faces of everybody's like,
yeah.
and then they go back around. Something else happens, and then they go back. Anyway.
Yeah, Toei. Yo, number 2. Like, bro, this is crazy. It's Cowboy Bebop.
No.
Oh,
way too high.
They're smoking crack, bro.
Way too high.
They're smoking that good crack.
That should be like 20 or 25 or 30.
Pack of crack, man. They took
It's good.
They took the backwoods. You know, they put something extra in there.
And then number one is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
Acceptable.
I mean, yeah,
the safest answer.
Yeah, they did a safe. No, they played it safe for sure, man. Yo, they played it safe for sure. They literally did a Google search.
Oh, for sure.
They did a Google search, and they found like because that list was not made by any human being.
No.
Nah, but here's the thing that you don't understand: the person that made this list was undoubtedly our age. It was me and Hockey's age. Yeah. Because, like you said, he was probably like 2 years older than us. Because he obviously started watching like all the same, all the same stuff that we watch and that early stuff. So obviously he's got a huge bias for Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Yu Yu, and Neon. Like every like early '90s one, and he obviously was like, I'm gonna go against the grain. And everyone thought it was popular, so Dragon Ball Z is going to be at 23. Because, bro, why would you put, like, I don't know, like, some of the one, like, what puts Demon Slayer above Dragon Ball Z? Like, bro, there's nothing.
Animation.
Like, yeah, like, but then, like, we could say animation, but then he put something like, you know, Neon Evangelion up here, or, like, you know, something that's not like top animation. So it's like it's all over the place. Like,
what's missing though? Steins Gate.
Oh yeah, Steins Gate should definitely be in there. I would say Erased is better than those ones. I would say Odd Taxi, Ranking the Kings. Odd Taxi is
so good.
Like, bro, because like Demon Slayer, like, bro, I have learned more from one season of Ranking the Kings than I have learned in 2 seasons of Demon Slayer.
That is tough.
Vinland Saga, the list could go on, man.
Oh yeah, I can't say the anime of Vinland Saga because I haven't seen it. But I will say that I was sleeping on the opening one of Vinland Saga.
Oh yeah, Mukanjo.
That one goes hard.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah. I mean, like, yo, some of the ones you named, like Fully Cooley, I want to take a boot and like kick it off that list, man. Just like far
Dude,
away off that list.
Ranking of Kings is like top 5 material. It's so good.
Oh yeah, that one's.
It's so good.
Like the problem.
That one had no right to be that good, man.
No, it did. Had no right.
Like, the problem is too is that like I remember when I first started out, like after watching Naruto, I was like, man, I gotta watch more anime. So I was like trying like the other ones of that time, like Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, and I was just like, bro, this is boring. I was like, the pace is not it. Versus like with Naruto, it was like nonstop action, nonstop or comedy or something. And
I don't know if you watched Naruto recently.
Well, I meant the early Naruto. I didn't.
Yeah,
mean,
early Naruto was faster for sure.
I didn't mean late game stalling.
Shippuden gets really bad.
Yeah, Shippuden was awful.
But I mean, early Naruto's got it pretty bad too.
Yeah, I mean, but at that time it wasn't bad.
The manga was stalling in the Figure War arc. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, dude! I just read that recently, dude. It took forever. Holy.
Well, the problem with Naruto is that he got caught, like a lot of people talk about, like with LeBron James. He got caught in an era of like the big man is the best, but then he ended up in Curry's era where everyone shoots threes, so it became tougher. And the same thing applies with Naruto. It became super popular because in a world where we couldn't, where like when you watch the X-Men '90s show or Gargoyles or something, and you missed one episode and you were now lost and you just had to just give up and rage quit because that one episode tied like 50 things together. And Naruto had like a flashback. So when I first started, I felt like I knew everything else that happened because of a flashback to this. I was like, oh, I'm involved. But now Naruto is now in the age of we all watch it on Netflix and stuff. So like all those flashbacks are like unnecessary because we could just go and watch it.
Yeah.
So and then they'll have like 4 or 5 flashbacks, and they'll have canon flashbacks too, of like he will replay those same scenes over and over, and I'm like, bro, do you not know that we already know? Versus like with One Piece, I'm like, dog, how like can you not just show us like one panel of like a character, or like if you mention a character's name, can you not just show a picture of them in the like top hand corner or something? Like this man thinks that we read it all the way through at one time.
Not gonna lie, you gotta chill making all the women look like Robin or Nami, bro. Yeah, because I got real confused for a minute there when Robin dressed up in the Japanese thing and the other girl was looking like Robin, and I was like, who am I looking at?
Oh, yeah, Okiku? Yeah. Holy.
That was the worst. I think I was like so lost in Wano. Like, yeah, like Wano got me lost because then there's like, he's like, oh, this character, but we have to do this, or our mission is to not fight, but it's to do this, and this guy. And then they would just call people by names. They wouldn't show you like who they're talking about. I'm like, dog, you just introduced, because I had sent to like Blue Fire and Hockey that I was like keeping track. I was like, there are parts of Wano where he had introduced like maybe 10 characters every chapter. Like just new characters were like introduced every single chapter. Like it was nonsense, man. Like
then we had the flashback arc, and we came back, and I'm like, who are these guys again?
Like, bro, yeah, and the flashback, that was a perfect example. Okay, the problem that he gets into is that he'll flash back to like Odin, which is good, but it's like, bro, it stalls the story. Like, if we want it to be done. So it's like, because I think you were referencing something else that did that with flashbacks. I think you said
Mad Shot does it.
Yeah, that's what he would do, is that he would like, we're finally getting to there, and then he's like, stop, and then he's telling us the story of this, and there's a flashback of when like a Blackbeard, or like when Whitebeard was here, and it was like, stop, there's like flashback of here, and it was like, okay, and then the flashback of what happened before they got sent in time, and then it was like, stop, so it was like a flashback of like how the group got made, and there was a flashback of when Odin got there, there was a flashback of Kinemon. I was like, bro, like this is insane. Like, bro, let's just like fight. Like, let's do it. Like, and then
the
it was
fight
like,
took forever too.
and like it's good. Like for world building. Like obviously for world building is really good. But bro, like when you just want to see the story, like it's like dog. Like the world building is good, but he would introduce 10, 15 characters every chapter. It would be like, oh, but you also have to know who Odin's wife was, or you gotta know. For that, you gotta know who this retainer was, but you also have to know who this bad guy is. But wait, now you have to know who all of. You gotta know that Kaido actually has a daughter. Yep, in debate. And then you go, oh, but not only that, but he has all these retainers. But then his retainers have all these people that are actually under him. You got to know all their names, and now you got to know all their powers, and then you got to know what they do. But then don't forget about all the people that are helping them fight, and you got to remember all their names. And at some point, you're like, bro, like who is fighting who? What is fighting what?
Bro, can I say that Yamato? I like the design. She looks great, or he, or whatever you want to call her. I don't know. Anyways, Yamato looks great. I guess it's a he. Yamato looks great. Great, awesome, cool. Don't care, right? Why? Why is that character there? What purpose? Like, you get on the island and it's like, this is Yamato. He is Kaido's son. He identifies as Odin. And I'm like, okay, cool. We could have literally gone through the same fight sequences and all this, nothing would have changed if Yamato wasn't there. Like, it doesn't add anything to Kaido except like it makes you hate him more, I guess.
Yeah, it's because Oda. Okay, it's because Roger had Odin on his ship, and Oda's obsessed with like doing the symmetry of Luffy's journey and Roger's journey, and like now he has Odin character, and so he wants to make it all symmetrical. Where at the end it's like, he's the new Roger. He did a lot of things except better,
Yeah, I guess with Yamato, he's like not that interesting though. That's my problem. Like as a character, it doesn't really do much.
I argue with you, man. I don't agree.
It was unnecessary, is all I'm saying.
I also think I agree with Hockey's point. Is the perfect point to make is that I guess that's what he's doing with Kobe too. But I was gonna say is I also think that Oda is just addicted to just world building, like almost in the same way that Miyamoto is just like addicted to just thinking outside the box just because he always if you he wants to zag if when everyone zigs he has to zag.
Miyamoto is oh shoot. Miyamoto is Vegapunk, bro. Miyamoto is Vegapunk. He's the crazy old dude that's just like tinkering with things, man. Just like trying, man.
I think Oda just sits down and he'll pick a random character and he'll start writing who their son was, who their daughter was, what their grandma did, what did, and where they lived. I think he just loves to do that. And so,
he actually for a fact, I know for a fact, before he ever starts the arc, he has a whole big book, a character book of all the characters in that arc, and it's like all the stuff about all the characters. He has all of it in his big book.
That's what
he has a book for each arc.
Togashi does that, but with powers. It's like if this guy's power does this, it does this when you do this. It's like it didn't need to be that complicated.
What we just learned is I'm a character guy and you're a powers guy,
No, characters in Hunter x Hunter are better, bar none. But
than One Piece.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me end this podcast right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, guys, let's not do this.
No, I'm definitely a character guy.
I just saw Captain America and I saw Iron Man standing next to each other.
Civil War. No, I think
it was it was me too.
No, I think they both do a very good job.
You said. You said you're a character. You said you're a powers guy, and I'm a characters guy. And then it's Captain America said, and the characters are better than, and, and then y'all just looked at each other like, yo, man.
Supposed to be the powers are better than One Piece.
The powers aren't better. Okay, all right. We're not doing this right now. That is a bold-faced lie. I can accept you saying the characters are better in One Piece because it's good. It is good. He does a great job. But I think the Hunter x Hunter characters are at least as good, if not some of them being better. Because it ebbs and flows. Some characters are better than others. But the powers is not even in the same league. I think One Piece does a very good thing with its powers. It does its thing. It's great. Good job. But I don't know.
Hey, remind me never to invite you on this podcast.
Hey, I just complimented One Piece. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I'm a mediator between the two, I will say that I would say that obviously the powers of Hunter x Hunter are more creative. It's not just I'm fire guy. But I would say that Oda does a good job of taking basic powers and putting the spin on it. Like, for example, bomb fruit, a guy throws boogers. Like, Oda does a good job of taking ordinary or like noodle powers or whatever. He does a good job. But I would say that Hunter x Hunter's guy, he almost to his own detriment. I think he's a perfectionist of like his stuff, and I think that's part of his problem of why he can't like release anything is because I think he's like it's like sometimes when you're doing a Zelda puzzle. I was just doing one today where you had to like pull the magnets out, and if you messed up really bad, you could just throw it into the abyss and it would start all over. I think Hunter x Hunter's off Mangakai is in a hole because he's made the power so complex. It would be tough to keep going just because of the complexities that they have. Like Gon losing his powers, for example.
Yeah. I mean, he's just gone. Gone is gone.
That's my point. I'm saying he wrote himself into like he pretty much bricked the system is what I'm saying.
For Gon, yeah. That's why he's totally moved on to other characters. Yeah, I agree.
I think with One Piece, I think Oda comes up with a crazy idea and he would just like go with it because he can like kind of like the one thing we were watching at Animazement, the ad-lib thing. I think Oda would be the master at if you just gave him like 5 elements to a story, he could just keep going. Versus like I think someone like Kishimoto or Tite Kubo, they just wrote themselves into a corner as well.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Oda's like the guy who can't stop writing, and Togashi's like the guy who can't start writing. It's like,
exactly.
This has got to be perfect. Whereas Oda's like, I can make so many things in 5 seconds that at least one of them will be perfect.
Exactly. Like, he's not afraid of making some misses.
No, not at all.
He's the guy that asks out. He's the guy that'll ask out 10 girls, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't mind getting rejected by all of them because he thinks that the next 10 are an option. Versus the other guy, it's like he's contemplating over that one girl for like 2 years and is like scared if he would, of what could happen.
Yep. I agree.
So, I think what we've learned from this is that they aka Fierce Aura on YouTube has got thousands of views on his explaining Nin. His most popular video explaining Nin for a reason, and his next most popular video should be explaining every character in One Piece.
Oh god, that takes forever, dude.
And
how they're connected to each other.
Dude, that would be it would be days long.
They had to take an arc at a time.
Yeah, dude, even then you'd have to go back. You'd have to be like, yeah, you remember this guy?
So you should get one of those detective boards and like this thread and this thread and this thread and this thread.
Bro, the board slowly gets bigger as you put little pieces, like little pictures up.
Yo, Tell me that video would not hit like 1 billion views, man.
Oh, dude, I need to do that. I need to get a printer though. I mean, I have one, but
yeah, like random reference. But do you remember? You might have been not even born or too young for this. I don't know. Maybe they still did it even at this. But in church, they Miss Connie at church would bring out the foam board and just stick the little like characters on the foam board to tell the story.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure they still do that.
I wonder if they had those foam boards you can get, like just big ones that you could just like make your little like cutout like character of like, okay, this one is Nico Robin. This is not Nico Robin, aka.
Bro, I'm gonna start writing this. I'm gonna write this starting today. We're going from Romance Dawn. This is Shanks. This is Lucky Roo. This is Ben Beckman. This is Yasop.
Yo, in the camera, like you having the person behind you like following the camera, and the camera's just like following, like like just like that little space of it, and it like goes out over here, pans out, and it goes and pans out to this like arc, and then like by the end, it start expanding, like drawing back, and then like you see the whole freaking like huge mass, crazy board madness, and there you go.
And then we flash over to that clip from the hack slinging slasher from SpongeBob. Nosferatu. What are you doing here?
Yeah, well, I just made you $1 million, eh?
Yep, I'm gonna have to write that. That would be pretty good. Oh, yeah, but no, never mind. Sorry.
But see, what we also found out is that I am like Oda. You are like Togashi because you could make thousands of videos on YouTube, and make have thousands of views, and most of them are a hit, but you don't make them.
Most of them are not a hit.
Yo, they're a hit, man.
My last hit was Gintama 2 years ago. No, 2 years ago.
And how many videos have you made?
4 or 5, maybe.
Exactly my point.
I made 2 in the last 2 days. No, 4 days. I know, but they were a minute long, so that's.
I've been retweeting them.
I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna get hounded about the Yamato thing. By the way, I understand it's a he. That just the character itself is terrible. That's all I was saying. Don't kill me, please, on Twitter.
There's only about 3 or 4 people that
those 3 or 4 is enough. Don't hurt me, please. That's enough.
Hey, and the people that would actually like sit there and listen to it, like they love us already, man.
That's fair.
The names
are.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the names are Radiant Wave and I don't know who else.
Okay, wait.
Chrono 37.
I gotta give Oda props though. I gotta give him props because the devil fruits are cool on their own, like they're really cool. But when he added hockey in, like that's when it got sick. I was like, this is finally something I can deal with. Like finally, the guys who are like Zoro or Sanji have a chance. They can do something.
Yeah, for real.
Because before that, Smoker, the most terrifying character in the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law have been watching One Piece, and they're like, "What's King's Haki mean?" And I was like, "Well, I can't tell you yet." I was like, "Well, where are you at?" And then they're like, "We're at the part where they're just getting out of the naval base." I was like, "Oh, so you're watching filler, like D8 filler after they're watching the D8 filler after Skypiea."
Yeah.
One of the better fillers, but still filler.
Yep.
Anyways, y'all. Yep. What else we got to talk about? Anything else?
All right. So I have to mention the golf anime right now because I thought this was like a cute high school girls playing golf anime last year, right? And them fighting the mafia basically with golf. But it gets to this later episode this season, and legitimately there's a flashback. Someone makes a shot. She has a flashback, remembers like her birth parents and stuff like that. And then literally every thread went like this, and every character just like crossed over in that show. And you're like, wait, this is this character is this character's daughter, and this character was controlled by this person to make it so this person thought that they were actually this person's daughter. and these people weren't actually married, or they were married, but they didn't love each other, blah, blah, blah. And now this character thinks she's this person's daughter, and this person knows she's not. And it's like there's a million things happened all at once. And I was like, why? What just happened? I've entered into a telenovela, and it was hilarious. Like literally the most soap opera thing I've ever seen happen in anime, and it was amazing. I'm expecting an evil twin next week.
So I gotta see that in a minute.
It's actually really fun. But yeah.
Or Golden Kamuy, don't kill me, trying.
Our other brother will stand by Trey. The Golden Kamuy is fire. Absolutely fire.
So I think you might actually listen to this, maybe possibly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gintama. Top 10.
Huh?
Gintama should have been in the IGN top 10 as well. So good.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't, though, to be honest.
Because they Googled it, yeah.
Yeah, for real. Yo, I looked at the team that made that list, and I used to listen to their IGN Anime Club. Some of them got terrible opinions, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Casey DeFreitas. Yo, Casey.
My speakers just came out. Hold on.
Look, man, if you can't get past Monster
I'm not
Hunter,
going to be able to hear you guys for like 2 seconds. Excuse me.
Bro, I love Monster Hunter and Pokemon too, but bro, there's other games.
The problem with an anime tier list or anime list is that there's so many genres and stuff mixed in that it's like saying what's the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like saying Goofy, like comparing Goofy movie to like, I don't know, Back to the Future, when it's like there's two different things they're going for or something. So that's like the first problem, is that there's like cross genres in there.
Yeah, that's the problem is, dude, you can't make a best of all time anime list by polling, by taking 6 people's opinions and like doing point by point method or whatever, you know, like this person voted for this. Like, bro, you can't do that because the list is going to end up horrible. Like, if me and you guys are like the rest of the TK chat all did an anime list together, like based on like whatever ones we put in the pot and the votes, like I would hate that list. I know I would.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too, is that you can't, in good faith, like rank an 800 anime episode on the same list as a 10 episode anime.
No.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't matter how good it is or how bad. Like, they can't be on the same list because it just doesn't make sense.
Yep. Agreed.
It's like, I don't know, it's like trying to rank, I don't know, like a short story with like, you know, the Lord of the Rings novel, and like, even though you really like the short story, like, can you even really compare and contrast, like, you know, versus a longer story? And so, based on the fact that there's no cutoff or anything, like, that's why I say, even like with video games, like, you have to put a pure distinction on single player games versus multiplayer games, because the single player game is pretty much always going to be the same, versus a multiplayer game, the amount of fun you have with it is directly related to the people you can play with or against.
Mm-hmm.
Friends you made along the way.
That's right.
Yeah. And so, you know, like the worst fighting or multiplayer game of all time could be one of your favorite experiences, like Brawl in college for us, just because of the people you played it with and the memories you had.
Like Nintendo World?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Nintendo World is good, and I don't care what nobody says.
It is good. They did a good job. It's fun.
I mean, that's fun, multiplayer fun, man.
For sure.
Yo, We Play
was fire. It had no business being as good as it was. The tank game, at least.
Yeah, the tank game was fire.
Yeah.
I used to always like immediately, like we had hit start, And me and Jerry would try to shoot each other immediately. Yo, there's like a select number of games that like if we put like this is with everybody, but like just like the college days, if we put me, Trey, and Blue Fire on a chart, like we have certain crossover with each other. But like me and Blue Fire, the games that we cross over on that Trey doesn't play, we would always play those games late at night, like the latest part of the night when Trey would be falling asleep. Like every time those Pokemon Puzzle League or We Play or like some other game like that, like Trey would always be falling asleep. I don't think he ever played those games, like ever even picked up the controller ever once.
Cause what you don't know is I played it because I was rooming with them, and bro, I've always been bad at Tetris for whatever reason. I'm not good at Tetris, and so I remember as a kid, my mom used to whoop me in some Tetris, and then that one, it was just not good. Like I could barely beat the tutorial. I don't know what it is.
Yo, but did you play We Play ever with us? I don't remember.
Oh, you're talking about We Play? Oh, I thought you were talking about Pokemon Puzzle League.
I did. I talked about both of them. But I remember playing We Play with Jerry. Did we play it? Did we play We Play?
Yo, I don't know. I think I was too tired at that point.
That's what I'm saying, man. But it was like every time we play We Play, it was always me and Blue Fire. But like you were like faded, bro. But it was like specifically with that game or Pokemon Puzzle League. Anyways.
Yep. We play is one of those games where it's 3-player is not the greatest because you can just team up on people and stuff.
Yo,
I mean, brawl.
Yeah, exactly.
Smash in general.
Yo, that was funny. Yo, it was the funniest thing is, all right, we would be playing that like three of us, and then Blue Fire. Like we're fighting each other, and Blue Fire is running in between everybody all the time, just trying to uppercut with Luigi or
do some shenanigans with Lucas.
Yep, all the time. And then if it ends up in a 1v1 with anybody at the end, he's just jumping off the stage. Like, bro, yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Yo, talking?
What's up?
I'm about to mess up. Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, I was gonna say, as they say in the meme world, Blue Fire don't have that dog in him. He don't have the dog in him, man.
Put that dog in him.
Yo, I can never just jump off at the end, man. I have to try to win.
Even if you're like 100 damage to like 3 lives, the other guy's got 3 lives.
It didn't even matter if you're like equal or if he's like slightly less, he's jumping off the stage.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yo, what I want to know, Trey, is what did you do to Blue Fire before I ever met you guys to make him that way, man?
Yo, he was just teaming up with Mark and Jay, and they would be teaming up trying to kill me every time. And Mark and Jay would be like brothers to the max, like bro. They would always team up.
But they're actually good though.
Yeah,
it wasn't like they're like trash. But it was like, yeah. But actually, I only ever played Jay like once. So, but Mark was good. Taught me to walk back in F Smash. That was Mark's favorite thing. in the spot dodge and down smash, man.
Yo, I hated Brawl so much, man.
Me too.
Spot dodge and down smash. Spot
Me
dodge
too.
and down smash.
I hated that game.
I forgot. You could down dodge forever in that game.
Yeah, you really could. We just be playing like this spot dodge, standing all next to each other, spot dodge and down smash, spot dodge down smash.
Hasn't really changed.
Yeah, that made me think about that. We don't really spot dodge that much in this one, right?
Okay, you can't see my hand right now, but I'm pointing at hockey. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely spot dodge. I mean, we definitely do, but the thing is like it doesn't last as long.
Yeah,
and
it's not as
like,
good.
and it's like you can attack right out of it, so it's like it's different because like brawl you gotta spot dodge, but then by the time you get attacked, the other person can spot dodge. But in this one, if you
Yo, that
spot,
was annoying, man. I remember that. Like, like it was a spot dodge battle.
yeah, for real. Really, and it was a shield grab, but like it was also like who was gonna be the most patient and not press a button. Like, because if
Yeah,
you press the button first, you're getting shield grab.
that's what made Meta Knight so good was that his multi-hitting moves could either obliterate shield or catch you in a spot dodge, like
Oh, yeah.
tornado.
Yeah.
He was so overpowered, it was absurd.
That move was like just super. Actually, all his moves were like that because they all like multi-hitting. So if you spot dodge, dead, and they'll like whittle away at your shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was insane.
Yeah. And yeah, I was gonna say if you were playing like that in this game, it wouldn't work. Because the shields are gonna shrink a little bit. Like you'll get shield poke more easily, and like there's a bunch of moves that are safe on shield, or you can cross up and make it safe. But in brawl, it was just like just get sit and shield grab.
Shield grab.
Anyways, all right, boys. All right, who's buying Street Fighter tonight?
I'm tempted, but I have KOF and all the other games to play. But I would rather play. Honestly, I'd be more inclined to buy Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 and or whatever. But
hey, maybe that's what they're announcing next week at the.
If they announce another Dragon Ball FighterZ with Goku Mark 55, and not just make a Shonen Jump game like they should have done in the first place.
Or a Yu Yu Hakusho game, cool, man.
Yeah, I'm not
putting my faith. One can hope, man.
It's not gonna happen, dude. JoJo's is more likely to happen than that. I will say, first time we went to the convention, I looked for Yu Yu Hakusho stuff. It was way harder to find than it is now. For some reason, Yu Yu Hakusho has gone up in popularity. Like you can find Yu Yu Hakusho merch at Walmart, super easy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Doubt it, but it's possible.
Because the Tsunami people grew up and started making the decisions, man.
That's right. No, One Piece is more likely, and I would be hyped for that. That would be fire.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be sick, for sure.
Anything would honestly be crazy because we haven't. You got to think, like, bro, with all the anime that there are, all the popular shonen anime that there are out there, we haven't seen that many be like made by a decent fighting game developer. Like,
Nope. One or two.
Yeah, like, mostly Dragon Ball games, and then we got like
Fate had one, but like
it's
not the same.
We got Naruto, like Flash Ninja Revolution games are pretty good.
They're pretty good, yeah.
But
there have been a lot of guest characters, anime guest characters, and some pretty good ones. But like Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate is in Dengeki Bunko or something, whatever the heck. But
I don't know what you just said.
It's like a game no one plays. It's okay. I think like Kirito and Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate is in that. Christina from Steins Gate is in one of these games. But
I'm just saying that's the easy take, that Dragon Ball FighterZ engine, and just take another anime and put it in there, man.
Yeah. Just all the new animations and stuff. I think it was the right decision to make Dragon Ball Z first because it's like that's the anime to get all the people in, all the men in their 25s, 30s, and 45s.
Hey, man.
What?
Hey, watch it, brother.
Hey, I'm 25. You're 30. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
almost 30.
At least, hey, look, man. By my age, you were married with kids. I have no kids. I am not married. you've far and away accomplished more than me in your life already.
You just see this hair? I think it's going backward, man.
I think you're good. But anyways, yeah, all the football players, everyone's gonna buy Dragon Ball. The next one would be Naruto. Like that's the one in America at least that's like super super popular that could sell to the normies. I feel like, and then like One Piece would be worldwide popularity, probably. That'd be my guess, anyways.
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like it's time to wrap up the show. It's been almost 3 hours.
So.
The white berets.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had to give 2 recommendations.
Okay.
You got to read Sakamoto Days in Shonen Jump right now. Fire, absolute fire. Sakamoto Days, awesome. And one that's getting really good right now is a new manga called Gokurakugai. Gokurakugai, I think it's called. But it's like the I forget what they're called. I don't know what it is in English. Gokurakugai, that's what it's called. Just look for the guy and girl cover, and the girl's in a Chinese dress with a ponytail. You'll see it. She's smoking. You'll see it. I don't know.
You said she's smoking hot.
Well, she is smoking, but she's also smoking, quite literally. Yeah.
Yo. All right, boys. Thanks for being on the show. I'm about to upload this one right now to the internet.
3 hours later.
Yep. So before we go, this has been the TK Podcast. Yo, Rono Trey 15, where can they find you, my brother?
Yo, you can find me on Twitter, Rono Trey 15. Yep. Do it for you, all.
At the Twitter, okay. All right. Yo, Zay, where can they find you?
Yep, Twitter, Hyrule no Kaze, and YouTube, Fierce Aura, and Instagram, Icarus Art, and that's all I got.
Man, you gotta synchronize the branding, bro.
I do, but I've already claimed my YouTube name, and it's too good to give it up to some other person.
Other gym out there.
Yeah.
All right. And you can find me at Kings_hockey on Twitter, and and also Kings with in a space hockey on YouTube. That's where this will be at. So you're probably already there. So, yep. There we go. Me versus Dead. We don't have any me versus to give out. So, like the original days.
That's all a Dead reference too.
Yep. Nobody understood that except for the boomers.
Yep.
All
High
right.
wave.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right, peace.